All right. What's going on, everybody? How are you doing this evening? It is Saturday, August the 2nd. It is 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and exactly 3 hours from now, it'll be me and my wife's anniversary. So 18 years, man. 18 years. It's a long time. Absolutely long time. But looking forward to it. It's been a wonderful 18 years. Well, 19, I guess, altogether. It's been absolutely fantastic. So, yeah, man, we had the pre kind of dinner, anniversary dinner. I'm bad about that. I can't. I'm like a little kid, man. I can't wait, like on Christmas Eve. Here, you want some of these presents now? And why do we need to wait till tomorrow? Let's just, I don't know. I've always been really bad about that. Oh, well. Man, what a wonderful day. Today has been the first day in weeks that you could walk outside and not pass out from heat exhaustion or humidity. I mean, it felt like fall. It was so nice outside. I couldn't believe it. I was like, man, it's nice outside. So I did my yard work and did a couple other things, went to the store and got my wife and I some steaks put on the grill. It was really nice, man. It was awesome. So it was good, man. But yeah, man, Ralph and I went to the Audio Centro. I keep wanting to call it another name. And it's Audio Centro. And we had a wonderful time filming in that store yesterday. It was awesome. It was fantastic. And to my surprise, when I opened up that door and went in there, it's like, whoa, this place is huge. So it was really nice, man. It was really cool. Let's get over to the chat for the first little bit here, and let's welcome people in. And thank y'all for being here so very much. I appreciate it, man. First up, we got Dave Working. What does Joe got cooking? Yeah, man. We got quite a few things cooking this evening. And yeah. Let's see. Cater. Hey, man, how are you? He says, did not know about the Audio Centro store. Checking that vid out now. Looks like a cool store. Yes. It is a great store, man. Fantastic store. I honestly, I didn't know nothing about it until, the other, I think it was last weekend, I started to Google some local guitar shops, really. And that was one that came up. Audio Centro, it came up. And Tony, the owner of the store, like I said, really, really cool guy, man. And I was very thankful he let us go in there and film. Decatur says, congrats, man. Yes, our anniversary is tomorrow. Thank you. My wife and I. Yeah, thank you very much, man. Appreciate that, sir. Yeah, I'm on vacation this week, man, so we're going to hit up some more guitar stores. Well, tomorrow it's just my wife and I hanging out. We're going to see if my mom wants to come over and eat dinner with us. And so I got Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I got those 3 days to try to do some more guitar store stuff, something. And then I have to go into the hospital on Friday for a procedure. It's nothing serious. It's a procedure I have to have done. And so Thursday and Friday are going to be out, to be able to do anything. But anyway, it's not over yet, so let's don't wish it away too quick. Greasy Monkey Guitars. Hey, man. Hello, Joe, and congrats. Thank you, man. Hope you're doing well, brother. Hope you're doing well. Let's see here. Let's see. For My Ninjas 83. What's up, man? He says, yo, the Audio Central video was good. I'm going to have to check it out. Yes. Yeah, man, please do. It's a fantastic store. I really enjoyed it. I tell you what, if I would have had the money, that Sterling Axis, the purple with the purple flame top, it would have came home with me. That would have been mine. I would have brought that home. But yeah, can't do that. We'll get into that here in a minute. Can't do that right now. We'll have to hold off for another time. I gotta get some stuff paid for, man, and get myself back in that hole, boy, for guitar stuff. You ever do that, man? I know I have plenty of times, and that's just the way it goes, right? Up next, Mr. Michael Curtis. What's up, man? He says, "Congrats on the anniversary." Thank you, sir. Audio Centro looks like a cool store. It is. Very cool store, man. Thank you for checking it out. Yeah, I was very, very happy with that, the outcome of that video. I just wish, man, I didn't know that my phone was gonna lock up right there. My phone is good for about 30 minutes of recording a video, and that's it. And I was like, oh man. So like I said in the video, I tried to do I told Ralph, I said, man, my phone is full I can't record nothing else. I was trying to back it up on iCloud. Was it iCloud Plus or something? I was trying to back it up, and man, it was taking forever. It was like 5 minutes till backup is complete. 15 minutes, 25 minutes. I was like, what? And it didn't back up the video. It just backed up like the photos, and I guess it depends on how much storage you purchase, but it wasn't backing up the video. And plus, we were killing time. So I said, I got an idea. I said, we'll go out to the car to do Ralph's recap, and I'll have my phone, and I'll just do a live stream, but leave it unlisted. I can screen record it and get that video. It's a great idea, and it would have worked if we had a better signal. So since it was a live stream, when I watched it back after it processed, man, it was pixelated, it was blurry, the audio was fine, but the picture sucked, and I was like, that ain't gonna work, man. So I had to delete that. And come home and do the other half, and I had to do a little bit of trickery, I guess, to make everything connect and upload it, because it's a lot faster to upload a video on your phone, on the YouTube app on your phone, as opposed to your computer or your laptop. It'll take forever on your computer, but on the app on the phone, it's a lot faster. Just, for future reference, if y'all want to do some videos. Up next, Bloody Soup. He says, hey, what's going on, my friend? He says, congrats, brother, on the anniversary. Thank you, man. Yeah, that's tomorrow. Thank you very much. I appreciate the anniversary wishes. I will pass that along to my wife. She'll be very thankful to hear that. Thank you. Electric Gypsy Blues. What's up, Louie? Congrats on the new guitar, Joe. Yes, we're going to talk about that as well. Yes, new guitar day, man. And it was just new guitar day. What was it, last week or a week before? On the Fender American special right there, that Strat. I have something to tell you about that too. I thought this community is so cool, man. Thank you, Louie. I appreciate the kind comment, man. AJB, what is going on? How are you doing? Evening, everyone. Hope everyone is well. Yeah, man, we're doing good. It's Saturday night, and we're all here, hanging out, having a good time. Let's see, AJB comments again. He says, Audio Centro was my favorite shop thus far. He had some great stuff. Wow. Awesome, AJ. Thank you for commenting that. That's awesome, man. That is absolutely awesome. Let's see. Brendan, hey, man, how are you doing? I ain't seen you in forever, man. What's going on, Brendan? Brendan B. Squared. What a super nice dude. Mr. Joe Wentz, how are you, man? I'm loving the camping and RV content you're doing. Very cool stuff. Thank you, Brendan. Thank you so much, man. That is Very kind. Thank you. Yeah, we're, it's so ironic because we were supposed to go camping tomorrow. And you have to understand, in this area for the past, I don't know, 2.5, 3 weeks, it's been nothing but triple digits as far as the heat. And it's been very, very, it's just been horrible. So we was like, should we still go? Because if you go to the campground and it's that hot, you can't do nothing. You can't sit in your chairs. You can't relax. You're going to be in the camper about the whole time trying to be in the AC. And if that AC continuously runs on those little units, after so long, it'll freeze up. It'll keep blowing air, but it won't be cold air. I know that because I've already been dealt with it. But but thank you, Brendan. Thank you, man. And we're going to do some more camping. So yeah, we canceled, and then the forecast comes out. It's going to be a lot cooler than before, and I was like, oh wow. So we rolled the dice on that, and I think we lost, but that's all right. Everything happens for a reason, you know. But we'll do it again. But thank you for watching the content, man. Thank you so much. Up next, Bill Trainer. Hey, from Aiken, brother. Hey, man. I keep looking at this camera, then back at this. That's why I confuse myself. Hey, Bill. How you doing, man? From Aiken. Yeah, man. I used to deliver milk to the 2 Walmarts in Aiken years ago. And I remember they're not, well, I don't know about now. It's been years since I've been there, but I know back then they weren't too far apart from each other, but that's typical of Walmarts anyway. And, but yeah, it's a long time ago. I remember one, so we deliver milk, so we have to be there really early in the morning, right? And I remember not the first store. The first store was really cool. It was the receiver was really cool and easy to deal with. When I would go to the second Walmart, I don't know what was wrong with that guy that would receive, check in. But it was like, he didn't know what a bar of soap was. I've never in my life, I was like, dude, did they not have a hygiene policy here at Walmart? I mean, my gosh, man. I said, that dude shouldn't be working here. And then, I don't know, I think some time went by. He either quit or he got fired. He was a weird dude, too, man. Very strange. Electric Gypsy Blues, what's up, man? He says, also congrats on the anniversary for you and the lovely Cheryl Wentz. Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. For my ninja, he says, was everything at Audio Centro used? From the things that we saw, yeah. Now, he did tell me, because when I got there, when I get to a location, when I get to a location, rather, I go in, I call the owners first, like a few days or a week before, and I send them the link to my channel. And after I talk on the phone and I say, hey, this is what we do, and I send them the link to the channel. That way they can see, instead of some just stranger saying, hey man, can we come in there and film? That's not good. So you have to be a little bit more professional. So I talked to him last weekend, and he was really cool over the phone. I got there yesterday. I went in and talked to him first, and then I went back outside and started filming. And I think for me as a viewer, if I was watching that video, I think it's really cool to see a video start from, I filmed the highway first, and then turn around and show the building and then walk toward it, because it kind of gives that first person perspective, I think. Hopefully it did that. But everything that I saw was used. But he did tell me when I was talking to him that he had an extra area in the back. I guess he just leaves it closed off all the time, or maybe that's, I don't know. He just said, I got more stuff in the back that's a whole lot more. And I thought, oh, wow. But that wasn't open to the public. So I didn't ask about it, because I don't want to, hey man, can we film that? I don't want to, that's not cool, man. if he wanted me to see it, he would have told me. So, but everything that I saw was used. But everything looked like it was in fantastic shape. I mean, I didn't see nothing that was, like really bad. I didn't see that at all. I had a good time there, and so did Ralph. He said he really enjoyed it. Bill Trainer, he says he's from Aiken, and I said I used to deliver to the Walmarts there, and he said it had to be Whiskey Road. I guess it's been so many years. I just remember when I get to the first Walmart, let's see, you get to the light and you would turn left, and the Walmart was down on the right, and then when you leave and you come back up to that intersection, you take a left, you go down a ways and turn right and be down there off the right. It was like, I don't know, it was so long ago. But yeah, I used to deliver there many. I'm assuming we still do those stores. Ted Fair, man, all the way from California. Hey, what's going on, man? He says, good evening, Mr. Fair. How are you doing? But yes, it was a good. I'm looking forward to the next trip we do. We're definitely going to do at least one in the next few days. So I'm going to take my smartphone and I'm going to take my GoPro, so we don't run into that problem again. I mean, we're learning as we go along here. These guitar store video reviews are it's a new thing that I decided to try. A few weeks ago. I've done guitar store stuff, Guitar Center stuff a lot, and some other little shops, and I've filmed and put it on YouTube, and it didn't do anything, and I think YouTube, I don't know, man. I don't know. And I don't know. I think it just takes a lot of luck, and I'm not, I'm talking like my channel's blown up. It hasn't. It's just got a little bit more attention than usual, which is fantastic. But, I think it just takes a little bit of luck, man. And if you can kind of stay on that wave, keep putting content out with what your channel is pertaining to, I think that's a good start. I got a thing from YouTube when I woke up this morning, and it said, happy birthday. Your channel is now, you've been doing YouTube for 15 years. I was like, good God. That's kind of cool, but it's kind of embarrassing at the same time. I haven't done videos for 15 years. I didn't start doing videos hardcore until probably, man, I started doing video content maybe about, I don't know. How do they do that? Is that how they do? Let's see. We've been married 18 years. Well, okay, they must count when you do video content. Maybe that's how YouTube counts how long you've been doing it. So if that's the case, yeah, that's right. But anyway, but I've done all kind of content from one thing to another. And who knows? Edwin Crane, what's going on, man? How are you doing, sir? He says, howdy, guys. How are you doing, my brother? All the way down in Anderson. Hope you're doing well. So, I think the video that kicked it off, which was very awesome, was the Lonely Hound Guitar Store, or Lonely Hound Guitar Company, that's what kicked it off, which was amazing. I love that store. That's, talk about being shocked. I mean, it's not like, because when I get to these stores, I'm like, okay, here we are. What's going to happen? You have no idea. You don't know. You're just going to just keep your fingers crossed and hope that when you go through that door, everything's cool and the equipment's good. And I guess, I don't know. So many times in my life years ago, I would go look at guitars and I would go to pawn shops. I don't know why, because to me, a pawn shop is a waste of time in this area. It's a total waste of time. So I haven't been to a pawn shop in forever, but I think sometimes that mentality still kind of sticks in the back of my mind when I go to some shops. I don't know why. But when I went to Lonely Hound, and I was like, wow, they got their stuff together, man. And it was really cool. It was a lot of fun. And that video blew up, and which is great. And I'm glad it did, especially for them, too. They were, all these stores that we've hit up so far, everybody's been super fantastic. And so hopefully we can keep this going. I've gotten some wonderful comments on tonight's video that I'm going to read live here. And I'm also going to respond to them later tonight. I always do my best to respond to people. If they take time to comment, I do my best to respond, because I think that's important. You know, now if you're laid up in the bed sick or something's wrong, then yeah, but normally I do. If I'm working and I put out a video, I'll respond in like 24 hours. So don't say, well, he ain't responding. You got to give me a little bit of time, because I work a lot of hours, but I'm on vacation this week. Thank God. Let's get back to the chat. For my Ninja 83 comments, he says, how was their pedal selection like? I know you said that your phone had problems and couldn't film it. Yes, he had a ton of pedals, and yeah, my phone, ran out of memory. That was the next thing I was going to film, was his pedal display cases. And when I was talking with him, he told me, I know it's in the video, but for people that don't know, a lot of stores have what they call display cases, just like in a jewelry shop or anything else, with glass and got lights in them. And he had like, I think 3 huge pedal display cases, and they were full of pedals. And the pedals looked good too. They didn't look like a pawn shop. They were clean. They looked good. And the prices were good too, man. I mean, they were the same that you would see on Reverb. So he's pricing this stuff fair. It's not like he's gouging. He's got it fair. And like I tell you, that Sterling purple top, that purple flame top, Sterling Axis, that was a dang good price, man. $500. That was excellent. I wanted to, I came that close to say, hey, man, can I play that guitar? But I said, nah, man. If I play that guitar, I know what's going to happen. And I'm already, I said, nope, you can't buy that. You need to chill out, man. Chill out for a little bit. You got 2 guitars in a week's time. That's, dancing on the edge here. But let's see. Let's get back to the chat. And it's thank y'all for commenting in the chat, man. Thank you very much. And y'all are what's helping the show be what it is right now. AJB. Every time I see your initials, I want to say it looks like ABB, like the Allman Brothers band. That's what it makes me think of. AJB says, what do you think of the idea of you and Ralph each, let me showcase that again, because these comments don't stay up long. What do you think of the idea of you and Ralph each choosing one? If I could buy one thing segment during your reviews, each of you can select one item from each store that you would buy. That's a great idea. That's great. Because what I'm trying to do is use a lot of B-roll footage. I just started to learn, not really learn, but I just started to realize, hey, you need to throw some more B-roll footage in your videos, because instead of me just sitting there talking and you're looking at my stupid self, throw some B-roll footage in there. And but that would be great. That's a great idea. Thank you, AJ. That's fantastic. I think we will do that, which I just told you I can tell you what it'd be for me. On the stores we visited so far, I can tell you for me, I don't know about Ralph, but since they've already been filmed and on YouTube, I can tell you. We'll throw that in the next video. Thank you for that idea. Lonely Hound Guitar Company, the guitar that if I could have purchased anything that particular day, more than likely it would have been that Fender Strat. It was, I think they call it a sun-bleached color. It was to me, it looks like the color of banana pudding. That's what it looks like. I know that sounds retarded, but that's what it looks like, what it did look like to me. And it had the trim arm on it. I think it was like a 2022 Fender. It made Mexico Strat. That's what, and I think it was for, I think he wanted $750 for it. But I did realize somebody said on that video, and I didn't know this, because when I would take the guitars off and look at the serial number, because Fenders are pretty easy to tell what the year is. You usually, after the first couple of letters, the first two numbers represent the year, from what I was taught. But I noticed there was a gold sticker over the serial number, and then the serial number was on that gold sticker. And I was like, now, why is that gold sticker on these Fenders? Well, somebody again, a great community here, somebody was kind enough to say the reason those gold stickers are on there are because it was, what do they say? Factory refurbished, I think. And they put that sticker on there. And they said that's a great thing to keep in mind if he was wanting to purchase that guitar. It should, I'm telling you what the gentleman said in the comment, it should give you a little bit more leverage if you're wanting to get that guitar. Not like, hey man, it's got a sticker on it, give me this for $300. I mean, you can't do that. But I think they would work with you like, $25 or something. I don't know, maybe. But if I could have got what I wanted that day, if money wasn't an object, I would have got that. I love that guitar. It just, like I told you, for me, man, the first thing that stands out is the color of the guitar. That's the first thing. I'm like, boom. And then I put my hand on the neck. If the neck feels good, all right, that's two. That's awesome. The third, pick it up off the hanger. How much does it feel heavy? And then the fourth thing is playability. Now, the fourth thing, that's always kind of a, up and down topic, because if it's not set up, it's going to play like junk. Guitar Center, you ever been to Guitar Center and you're like, okay. And I've been there, and I'm throwing no shade to Guitar Center, man. It's just, it's just the way it is with them. But I bought stuff from Guitar Center. I'm like, well, the neck and all feels good, but I know it's not set up. And if I get it home and I set it up, it's going to play like a dream. And point in case is that Ocean Blue Ibanez that I have in my guitar collection video. If you haven't watched any of those, I got parts 1 and 2 out right now. Check those out. I'm going to film part 3 probably late tomorrow night. And that'll be the final installment. So thank y'all for watching those videos as well. But yeah, so Lonely Hound Guitar Company, if I could have bought anything while I was in there, it would have been that Fender Strat. It was, I loved it. Eastside Guitar and Drums. Here's where we fall to the title of this video tonight. There was a beautiful vintage Sunburst PRS on the top row, and I think it was like $898. All their stuff in there was brand new, and they were primarily a PRS dealer. Now I have to tell you, my experience with PRS in the past was not really good, and the reason I say that is I had bought one from Sweetwater's Gear Exchange a few years ago or so, and it had a Floyd on it, and I love Floyd Rose guitars with Floyd Rose. I love doing that stuff. And I got that guitar, and the person never set it up, and it had quote unquote upgraded pickups in it. Those pickups were horrible. It sounded really thin. It just was not good. So I sold it. I mean, I fixed it up and sold it, and I got out of it pretty much what I paid for. I broke even. So when I went to Eastside Guitar and Drums, I noticed they were a PRS dealer. My first thought was, this is, I don't know how these guitars are going to play. That they had the Silver Skies there. I never played a Silver Sky ever. I played those. Those were okay. It was fine. I was not floored by the Silver Sky. I'm still just for me personally, not to trying to tick anybody off, but everybody's got a right to their own opinion. To me, it's just a Strat with a different headstock. That's just how I've always felt. No shade thrown to John Mayer or PRS. I'm like, it's a Strat, man. I mean, I don't see what the big deal is with it. But when we were there, like I said, I thought, oh man, PRS, man. Well, I don't know, man, because of my dealings with the PRS I had before, right? So when I started to play a couple after the Silver Sky was great. I mean, it played fine. It just didn't grab me like I thought. It just, and it was expensive, man. Those Silver Skies are high. And I was like, okay. And then I played that gray PRS, that gray quilt, and I played through that Tremonti amp. It was it. I was like, this is awesome, man. It played incredible. That Tremonti Lunchbox amp, I can't remember the name. I'm horrible with remembering certain things when it comes to gear. But that played amazing. That guitar was incredible. That amp was amazing. And so that changed my mind about PRS guitars, because actually I played, it sounded, the pickups were great and all that. So for Eastside, if money wasn't an object, I would have bought that PRS, that gray quilt, and that Mark Tremonti lunchbox head, and the PRS cabinet. I would have got that if money wasn't an object. But of course, you know, I got bills to pay, so I couldn't do that. Another great shop, you know, Eastside Guitar and Drums. Just Bobby was incredible. I'd like to go back one time and be able to talk to Terry, the owner. Bobby was really cool, super nice, and just, you know, we had a great time there. And of course the third, I'm getting there, AJ. AJ's like, this is a long-winded answer. The third for Audio Centro, if money wasn't an object, what could I have gotten? I would have gotten, there was if you look at that video from yesterday, there's a PV now, 5150 Club Combo. I remember when those things came out, I seen them in the guitar magazines years ago when Eddie was with PV, and I was like, wow, look at that Club Combo. That's awesome. I would have got that, and I would have got that Sterling Axis purple quilt. That's the two things I would have got yesterday if I had the moolah to get it. Now, I'll get right back to the chat. Speaking of New Guitar Day, and we'll get this off the rack in a minute to show it to the other camera. Speaking of PRS, that's it right there. That's New Guitar Day. That is a PRS McCarty right there. And it's very similar to the one I saw at Eastside Guitars and Drums. And I got that. The McCarty, is it a 594 vintage Sunburst? So this guitar, it plays incredible. I got it from, oh man, I have to give the guy a shout out from Reverb that I got it from. He did me right, man. That's not the one he did me right, and it was nice, man, because Mark's Gear Emporium is where I got it. So thank you, Mark. Like he's watching this, but if he ever comes across this video, which ties into what I'm going to talk about with Reverb and YouTube here in just 1 second. But Mark did me so right, because when I sell guitars to customers, I do my best to make sure that guitar is right. It's set up. It comes with a hard shell case. The strings are new on it. Everything's ready to go. It's clean. That guitar was just like that right there. It's got brand new set of nines, and people are like, how do you know that's nines? I've been playing long enough. I know. I'm not saying that to be smart. I'm just saying I've been playing long enough. When I play some lead and play some bends, when you're bending up on the note, you can feel it in your fingertips if it's nines or tens or higher, you know. But that guitar was clean. It's like it's brand new. I looked it up. I looked that up. That guitar goes for $898 brand new. And it's got the lampshade knobs on it. I didn't know that it came with that, because when I played that gray PRS at Eastside, that was the first time I was like, why do these knobs feel funny? Like they've got it like little indentions on them. And it's just, and somebody told me those are called lampshade knobs. And I didn't know those came with it. So I ordered some online. They haven't got here yet. And I was going to order I said, I guess I get a PRS gig bag or something. Well, I'm glad I didn't, because he sent it in a PRS gig bag. And it's like brand new. So it's nice to be on the receiving end of a great seller. It was so nice. And so that's the new guitar right there. So I got it, and you can tell it's new strings, because once you tune it up and they stretch, they go out of tune. And then eventually you tune them up some more, and they finally start to settle. And the guitar plays amazing. It plays so much better than that other PRS I had years ago. That other one must have been a really low tier, maybe. I don't know. But let's get back to the chat. I didn't mean to go off on a ramble there, but that's what I would have bought, AJ. I hope that answered your question. No, that was going around your A to get you to your elbow, but I'm sorry that took so long. But yeah, that's what I would have bought, man. Definitely. This is a guitar channel, man. I can talk about that stuff forever. I think we all could. Dave Workin comments, all pawn shops are a waste. I agree. I mean, around here, I'm sure there's some that might be good at other places, but the ones I've been to around here, and it's been a while, you see the same no-name things in there, and they don't take time to. That's why I like the independent shops, because they take time to make sure their stuff looks good and make sure the strings are on and it's not dusty and there's, that's just me, man. Maybe I'm just being weird, but when I'm going in to look at something, I want to look at some stuff that looks good. I don't want to go look at some crummy stuff. Ted Fair, great video, Joe. I was expecting you to be playing that yellow reverse guitar body tonight. Yeah, that reverse upside down guitar, whatever that was, that man. Ralph told me, he said, when you see this, you're going to be shocked. And he was right. I've never seen nothing like that. And I said, what is that? And why would you buy that? Ralph said he would buy it for a wall hanger. And me personally, I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole, but that's just me, But Ted comments, thank y'all for commenting. He says, from what I've heard, Fender named that color buttercream. Oh, on the Mexican Strat. Okay, buttercream. Okay, thank you. I didn't know what that color was. I always called it, somebody years ago called it Nana Pudding. I didn't come up with that. Somebody else did. And I thought, that's perfect. That's a perfect description for that color, because it looks like banana pudding. But here in the South, we say Nana Pudding. Well, some people do. I don't say that, but hey, Rod, what's going on, man? Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here, man. Oh, Rod. Let me scroll this chat up. Let's see. AJB also says, I would have grabbed that PV Feature 150 combo amp. Yeah, that was the Holy Grail amp back when I was learning guitar. Yes, and my only concern is, and I'm sure it wouldn't be a big deal. It wouldn't be a huge problem, but. When you go to something, you want to test it out and make sure all the tubes are working. You have to turn something like that on, let it warm up for a couple of minutes. And not that you need to crank it extremely loud, but you do need to, it's kind of like if you have a high performance car, every once in a while you got to goose it. That's what it's made to do. And, so you would have to crank it for a second and then, because tubes can be, once they get warmed up, they can sound really good. But if you got an amp with some bad tubes or they're going bad, oh man, it's horrible. It's horrible. Cater, he comments, he says, I'm a fan of PRS guitars. Yeah, I am. Since I got that vintage Sunburst right there, that's I think I played it last night for 45 minutes, and I came in here earlier tonight and played it for like another 20 minutes, and just, you know, it's great. I love it. I love it. Bloody Soup says, I like those DGTs. Yeah, man. Yes, sir. AJB says, yes, that 5150 amp was my choice too. Yeah, I know. I'm just getting to I'm sorry. I don't mean to be slow on these comments. I was just start a ramble right there, you know. Man, y'all keep up with the questions. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Cater, he comments. He says, let me see here. Yeah, 594. That's a reference to the guitar scale length. It's 24. Oh, okay. I got you. Let's see. We have CPR, Mark Williams. Hey, man. Favorite Jimi Hendrix tune? Oh, man. Well, my favorite ones are on this setup here. This is a Rodecaster Pro 2, and when I play songs, I have some songs queued up here to play whenever I do live jams. It's pretty standard. The ones I have on here that I love to play, I have, well, of course, Red House. That would probably be my favorite. I love playing Red House. That's just a fun song. Spanish Castle Magic is another fun one. All Along the Watchtower and Voodoo Child. And Purple Haze is okay. It's, you know, it's one you've heard a gazillion times, but it's fun to play. It's just, I don't know. I don't play that one as much. Just once in a while, you know. But those are my favorite Jimmy tunes, yeah. Pretty standard, but I do love those. I do love those Hendrix songs. They're fun to play. I mean, Hendrix was way ahead of his time. And if you're just tuning in, thank you very much. If you're new to the channel, thank you very much for subscribing to the channel, and thank you for everybody that's commenting on the videos, and thank you for the thumbs ups. That's the thing that really, YouTube likes that, and it helps a content creator. It helps their content get noticed. So if you could please give a thumbs up, that's all I ask for. You're not going to hear me ask for no money. I don't ask. I got a job, man. I go to work to make my money. So you're not going to hear me ask for no money. You're not going to hear me say nothing about Patreon. None of that. And for other channels to do that, YouTube is their income. So I get that. I understand. Now, if this channel were to take off and I could do YouTube full time, then yeah, I would do a Patreon might be a thing. But as of right now, no, I don't do that. So thumbs ups, please. That's all I ask. And thank you for the new subscribers and people that are commenting. I'm going to read some of these comments as well. Also, I said I would tie this in with reverb. That guitar right there, that Fender American Special that I got last week, that is an incredible guitar. I got a great deal on it. And I was looking at one of my videos last night, and a gentleman commented, and it was apparently I was talking about this guitar. He was the one, he said, "Hey man, I'm the one that sold you that guitar." And that was incredible. And I was picking up Chinese food yesterday for my wife and I. Can you believe this? So I'm at the Chinese place, and I put my order in, and I go sit at the table. And I said, well, I just, you know, he said it'd be about 10, 15 minutes. I said, yeah, no problem. So I got my phone, and I'm going looking at my YouTube, and I see it said YouTube notification. So I got a comment. And I said, okay, what video was this comment for? And the guy said, "Hey man, I'm the one that sold you that guitar." And so I said, thank you, man. I love the guitar. So yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome. Let's see. Let me go back. Yes, Jimmy Tune. We talked about that. Bloody Soup. He says, can't wait for you to play that, Joe. Yeah. My only concern is, last Saturday, and the main thing you want to do on a live stream is retention. You want to keep your audience long as you can. And that's just it all ties into your algorithm or the algorithm. So if you can retain an audience pretty good, that's good. YouTube will recommend that out there more. It's weird how it works. I have, I'm not a master at nothing. I'm just learning here as I go along. But so I noticed when last weekend we had a good audience, and then when I went to play, and I probably played too long. I played maybe 4 or 5 songs in a row. I got done. There was like 14 people in the chat. I said, oh, man. I said, no, ran everybody off, man. So, I don't want to run people off. So what I'm thinking about doing is to have those shows separate. And I will do the live jams, and those are specifically just for music only. There will be some interaction, of course, but those streams will be set up for music. And people know, if they tune in, they know what's going on. They know, okay, I'm here for the music, So I thought about that earlier. I was cutting grass, and I said, I need to find a way so I can kind of differentiate, if you will, with the streams. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I think one night, let's say a Friday night will be like jam night. It will play a few songs. It might be an hour stream. It might be I don't know. It depends on the chat. And then Saturday night will be just the regular, like what we're doing here, the regular show. I think that would work. Y'all let me know in the comments. You let me know what you think about that. Let's see. But thank you, Bloody Soup. Yeah. Yes, the pawn shops. Yeah, they want top dollar for garbage, Dave says. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I gotta get to these comments. Let's see. Ted Fair chimes in, man. He says, PRS 594, that's PRS answer to a guitar that plays and sounds like a Gibson Les Paul. That's exactly when I saw that guitar in the store. I said, man, now this is a double cutaway here. This is a McCarty model, but still it is a 594. And when I saw the other 594 in Eastside, it was a single cutaway. So it had a cutaway here and it was solid up here. And when I was filming, I told Ralph, I said, man, that looks just like a Les Paul. I was like, man, but it looked amazing. It was incredible. I loved the way it looked. And so I came across this McCarty, and I was like, close enough. And for half the price, I said, man, yeah. So you can't blame a guy for that. I mean, let's see. Michael Curtis, he says, I love me some banana pudding. Yeah, I do too. I like banana pudding as well. Absolutely. We have Fletcher Floyd in the house. What's going on, my friend? How are you doing? Hope I was going well and everyone is great. Nice new axe, bro. Thank you. Thank you, Fletcher. Thank you, man. Very kind. Thank you very much. Let's see. Ted Fair comments. He says that I had a really cool conversation this week with my father, who saw Jimi Hendrix August 3rd and 4th in 1968. It's a long story short. Jimmy got mad at the crowd because all they were yelling was play Purple Haze. Yeah, when toward the end of his career, that's 68, so he wouldn't pass away for another 2 years. But I've got a couple of audiobooks about Jimmy, and toward the end of his career, he was not happy. He wasn't happy with his management. Michael Jeffries wasn't happy with him. He was being robbed blind. He just didn't really know until it was really too late. He actually wanted to get what's his name to manage him? The guy that discovered him. Oh, good Lord. He was talking to him to say, look, I want you to manage me. And when they were going to do that, Jimmy was dead. So it was sad. But Jimmy was not happy at the end of his career. He thought he was becoming a joke. Sad. Let's see here. Polish Goofer. Hey, man. He said, I'm making a Frankenstrat clone. Any recommendations? Oh, my goodness gracious. Have you made any guitars before? Have you done that? I would say get quality parts. You know, get a quality higher price tier Floyd Rose, because there's different levels of Floyd Rose, man. There's Floyd Rose specials. Stay away from those. There's a top tier Floyd that I've always heard it called a German Floyd. I don't know if that's correct or not. That's just what I was always told. But the top tier Floyds, they have the brass fine tuners on them. Those run about $220. You can get them from Sweetwater. It might be the top USA made. I don't know. I remember years ago somebody said that's a German Floyd, and I was like, oh really? Hell, I didn't know. But yeah, I would say get some quality parts, man. Get some stainless steel locking screws and the long bolts behind the Floyd. You can find that stuff. Munster bolts, man. Get the locking screws or Munster bolts. Get them from Amazon. Don't get them from munsterbolts.com. Go to Amazon, because the shipping, you'll get it a lot quicker. I tried ordering from munsterbolts.com, and it took like over a week to get 3 little locking screws here. And I was like, really? So Amazon Prime, free shipping, you get it in 2 days if you're within that shipping radius. But I would say, man, get good parts. You know, get a EVH makes their humbuckers if you are really wanting to do that. There's all kind of things, man. Get you a good neck. Mighty Might is a good place to start. Make sure you get a neck that's got a place for your locking nut to go. You know, there's all kind of little things. YouTube is your best friend when it comes to a lot of little things like that. You can find a lot of information with videos on that. I am not the one to go to for EVH build. I've just kind of done my thing, just saying, you know, throwing a rock in the water and see what would happen, you know, and it was okay. They play good, but the aesthetics aren't that great, because I never was good with painting anything. I just never had that kind of knack. Edwin Crane says, favorite Megadeth song. I don't like Megadeth, man. I don't listen to heavy metal. You tell me your favorite one. I don't listen to that. I don't listen to that. That stuff's out of my realm, man. I'm an old man now. It's classic rock in the 80s and hair metal. That's always my cup of tea. And Steven, hey man, he says, yo Joe, what's going on, man? How are you doing? Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here, man. Fletcher Floyd, he says that finally got my Ibanez back from the shop. New DiMarzios and tuners. Oh, that's awesome, man. Good for you, man. And it's a great feeling when you get a guitar with some upgrades. It's going to be like a brand new guitar now. To a degree. You know, to a degree. And I won't go into my horror stories of dealing with getting stuff done, but I've already talked about that in the past guitar collection videos. You can go back and check that out. But polished or polish. Is that Polish? Maybe it's Polish. Polish Goofer. I love your EVH guitars. That's my favorite band. Thanks, man. Yeah, that's Van Halen's always been one of my favorite as well. Yes, I always loved Eddie's playing style and I got hooked on them. I got hooked on Van Halen a lot later. A lot later in my life than the average Van Halen fan. When I got interested in Van Halen, Sammy had just joined. So that was 86. And the timeline is kind of weird, but it all comes back around because I would listen to that first 5150 album, and then I went to the record store. Yeah, record store. You heard me right. Young people are like, what? He went where? And I got, here's one for you. I got cassettes, the album on cassette format. And after I heard 5150, I was like, my God, what have I been missing? So I went back and got Van Halen 1, Van Halen 2, and then so on and so on. Every couple of weeks, I'd get another Van Halen cassette album, and I would just light that stuff up in my 87 Chevy Cavalier from back in those days, man. Oh, but yeah, I love Eddie's playing. Fletcher Floyd says, that's just one reason I love this channel, but I understand folks needing cash to live. Yes. Yeah. Talking about the Patreon thing and all. Yeah. I understand if YouTube is their livelihood. I get that. But usually people that, if YouTube is their livelihood, they have a lot of money vested in their channel because you have to get equipment. And if you have a really good production, you're going to have a team of people. You're going to have an editor. You're going to have people operating cameras. You're going to have somebody working sound. There's a lot that goes with that. So that's a lot of money. So, but me, I'm just a one-man operation. So, and I have a regular, I would say day job, but I work nights. So, but yeah, I don't ask. Now there are memberships here. I don't have nothing to offer for memberships. If you just want to support the channel, memberships are there. I don't ever talk about it, but it's there. If you want, that's up to y'all. I don't push nothing on nobody. But the people that are members here, thank you for being a member. That's very kind. Let's see. A Cater, he comments. He says, have you heard the band Cry of Love from back in the 90s? They were from Raleigh, North Carolina. Audley Freed is a good guitarist. Man, that sounds familiar, but I can't tell you for 100% sure that I'm going to be honest. And this is going to sound bad. But when the 90s come around, music, well, if we're all in the same age. Yes, Edwin, I agree. A lot of new names in here. Thank y'all. When the 90s come around, music changed tremendously. The spectrum changed. And for me, I was like, what the F is this? And that whole scene changed. And but I understand why it changed. There needed to be a change. Something had to happen eventually. Something had to happen. Because even the hair metal stuff or whatever, all that was becoming cookie cutter, and it was just it was starting to be a joke. Now that they say hindsight's 20/20, so when I look back on that stuff, I'm like, yeah, something had to change. But I kind of tuned out of the radio, man, a lot especially the mid 90s, and I wouldn't listen to the radio. I kept up with Van Halen because that was my band, and and a couple other bands, but that was it. So I couldn't tell you that I know that, and that has nothing to do with me knowing them or not well, it kind of ties in though, because I kind of just gave up on terrestrial radio. I was like, music sucks now. That's how I felt then. So I just would listen to cassettes and CDs and whatever. Then eventually digital. And, let's see. Mark Stevens. Hey, man, how are you doing? Mark Stevens says, I was watching the new video on your visit to that music store, Audio Centro is the name of that store. Let me highlight your comment again, sir. I was watching the new video on your visit to Audio Centro on White Horse Road and noticed they had a couple of Johnson amps. There is a guy you may have seen on YouTube that swears by those. Thank you for that, Mark, because I'm not familiar with those amps at all. And you are the second one that has said that those amps are excellent amps. I'm not familiar with those at all, but thank you for putting that in there. That's interesting, man. Interesting. Ted Fair comments, he says, I've been listening to the song Change. I love that song by John Waite. What a cool 80s rock song. Apparently that solo was played and recorded by session player Tim Pierce. I did not know that. Yeah, Tim Pierce, man. Holy mackerel. What an amazing musician he is. I mean, when y'all know who Tim Pierce, if you're watching this channel, you have an idea who Tim Pierce is. He looks like he's sitting in a cockpit, with all the gear around him. And when he does his live things, man, he's playing like he's, recording an album or something. And what an amazing, God, if I could play just a tenth of how he plays. And just to see when he plays, man, just see his face light up. That's why I love playing guitar, because I got my first guitar when I was 16, man. And then when you play, it elevates you. It does me. And I see that in Tim Pierce's face when he's playing and he hits a quick lick like that. He goes, he kind of smiles. I'm like, he gets that rush, Now I can't play like that, but he goes, mine's like, I'm falling all off the string or whatever, but he's amazing. And I would love, I know this will never happen, but I'd love to interview him. He's phenomenal. He did a lot of work with Rick Springfield too, earlier in his career. And now he just does YouTube, which he done hit a gold mine now with YouTube. Good for him. I love Tim Pierce. I don't know him, but I just love the aura he gives off, man. Really cool guy. Bloody Soup. He goes, he made a comment on the video about that. Okay. Hey, Mr. Mick, what's going on, man? Hope you're doing well, sir. Now, Mr. Mick, brother, you made a comment on one of the guitar collection videos. There was one, you said that you wish there was a couple that was available. I responded to you. I don't know if you saw that. I don't know if you saw my response, but, if you're interested in, I don't know which one you were talking about, but you can email me. And, if you're interested in it, and then we can talk business. I'll put my email in the comments here. And some people have asked me that. Now, not all the guitars are for sale, but some, yeah. I mean, let's see. And I did have a lot on my Reverb store at one time. Now there's only 2 on the Reverb store, but yeah, let's see here. Let me go down. Let's see. Uh-oh, what did I do? Let's see. I just lost my chat. What did I do with my chat? Let's see. Okay, here we go. I closed my chat out. Okay, I'm going to have to go from the bottom to the top. I can't. It won't let me do anything here. You can only go so far with this chat, and then you got to scroll back up. Let's see. Oh, Mr. Mick, what did I get? I got the PRS Vintage Sunburst 594 McCarty. That's what I got. So if I missed I had to readjust this chat. So if I missed you or I didn't get your comment, type it again. But I'm starting with Michael Curtis right here. Let's see. Speaking of Frankie clones, I don't know if any of you follow Marty 5150. Yes, I've seen him on YouTube. He did a good video on his VH clone guitars on his channel. Yeah, he's a killer player too. He's a huge Van Halen fan. Yeah, he has a good channel. Let's see. Fletcher Floyd, he says, Joe, Bald Shredder, a great channel. Guitar Max, a great channel. There's some really great players on here right now. Yes. Yeah, those guys are amazing, man. I wish I was in their league, man. Golly. That one guitar I have, if you've seen it on my guitar collection video, behind that Schecter, that blue Schecter, behind that is the Guitar Max Harley Benton. And I love that guitar. It plays phenomenal. Fletcher Floyd says, be hard to pick a favorite, but Joe is up there. Oh, man. Not me. I appreciate that, man. That's nice. Applause for kind comment. Thank you. I'm not on those guys' level, man. I wish, but no. Let's see. We have Tim. Is that Pastel? I don't know. I hope I'm not mispronouncing your name, Tim. He says, hi, when you were at Audio Centro, do you remember what they were asking for the PV5150? Yeah, it was, oh man, I'm going to guess, Tim. It was, I did look at the price tag. I think it was like $850. It was either $750 or $850. I want to say. I'd have to, but it was in that ballpark. I know that's kind of I don't mean for it to be a broad spectrum, but off the top of my head, it was, I want to say that's what it was. It was in that realm. And, yeah, it was a good looking amp, man. Good looking amp. Let's see. Steven said he's doing good. That's good, man. I'm glad. That's fantastic. Okay, Fletcher said he had his guitar in the shop, and he got upgrades done to it, and he says, I love it, man. It's an Ibanez 421. Fantastic. I love Ibanez guitars, man. Some of my favorite guitars are Ibanez. They're great. I got one that I haven't shown yet. I need to. Let's see. Everybody's talking to everybody else. That's fantastic. Michael Curtis says that I got into Van Halen when I saw the videos for Jump and Panama, but I liked them even more when Sammy Hagar joined. Yeah, I love both eras, and I'm not just saying that, but to me, there was more songwriting. The songwriting was better with Sammy, but it's two different singers, so it's going to be two different types, and a lot of people they just can't accept that. Some people can't see the forest for the trees, but I mean, it's still Van Halen. It's just two, and then you had Gary Sharon, who was incredible, but it just didn't fit. It just didn't fit. Bloody Soup asked a $1 million question: Did Nirvana kill hair metal? I don't think it was just them. I think it was just that whole genre of music that kind of eventually killed hair metal, in my opinion. But like I said, at the time, I didn't want to accept this, but at the time, Yeah, right there. That's what I was getting ready to say. Dave Workin said it. I was getting ready to say that hair metal killed hair metal. That's right. They were. He's right, and they were just. It got to be ridiculous, man. Every band looked the same. They all started to sound the same, and there was no distinction anymore. It was starting to be a circus. That's exactly. He's right, and that's exactly when I look back on it now. Something had to change, and I'm not a fan of grunge. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just not a fan of it. But that era of music needed to be there to kind of shake things up and reset. It just had to. And it's just how I look at it. Y'all let me know how you feel in the comments section there. Let's see. Ted Fair says, I think Skin of My Teeth or Holy Wars are my two favorite Megadeth songs. Okay, cool, man. Some Megadeth fans in there. That's nothing wrong with that at all. Let's see. Dave Workin says, Johnson, that's those amps that I saw at this Audio Centro. Johnson were the better version of Line 6 in the early 2000s. Thank you. Okay. I was curious because I've never played through a Johnson amp. And I saw it was digital, but I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, I have no experience with it. With those amps. Bloody Soup says the Johnson Millennium is a hybrid amp, digital with tubes. One of the first to do that, I believe. That's interesting. I didn't know that. I did not know that. Bloody Soup says Tim Pierce is a true musician. Oh God, yeah. He's oh man. Yeah. For him to be where he's at with his success, he is so level-headed and such a down-to-earth person. And everybody has bad days, but Rod comments, he goes, what's with the crowns? I would assume those are channel members. If somebody comments and beside their name is a crown or some type of emblem, that's a channel member. That's what that should represent, Rod, I believe. There's my email address right there. Okay, well, so I got a lot of catching up to do here, don't I? Bloody Soup says, I never played one, but hearing about them, their values have been going up from what I hear. Those Johnson amps, yeah, I'm going to be honest with you, man. I never heard of those amps till I went to Audio Centro yesterday. That's the first time I seen one, and I was like, Johnson amps. And the first thing that come to my head, this is going to sound ridiculous, but the first thing that popped in my head was Eric Johnson, guitar player, and I was like, is he partnered with somebody or something? But it's not. It's totally different. Totally different thing. Mr. Mick says, I didn't see your comment, Joe. I was interested in the 1987 LTD, but I really wanted two pickups. Yeah, that guitar is amazing. It comes with the one. Yeah. My son is the same way. He does not like guitars with one pickup. He wants two, so he can go to that neck pickup. And I get it. I totally understand. For me, one pickup's fine. I don't never use a neck pickup hardly at all. But that guitar is fantastic. That 1987 LTD. I think there was somebody that commented on that video that said they were on the fence about that guitar, and then after watching that video that they went ahead and bought one, which I thought was fantastic. They would be very satisfied with that. Let me see. Okay, we're getting there. All right. Mark Stevens, there used to be a very cool music store in Greenville called Dixieland Music. It was like a musician's junkyard. Have you heard of it? Have you ever heard of it? And what may have happened to it? I have not. On the last, let's see, was it last weekend show? Somebody said the same thing. Dixieland. Edwin, was that you that said that? It was somebody that said Dixieland music. I've never heard of it, sir. No. There used to be, so I'm assuming it's gone now. Man, no, I've not heard of that. That's interesting. Man, there was one in Asheville that a friend of mine, Travis, that he's a driver where I work, and he said it was in Asheville, and it was Musicians Workshop, I think was the name of it. They're closed. He said the last time he was in that store was like 14 years ago or something. It was owned by a couple, married couple, and they closed. They retired, so they had that shop for 55 years. Can you believe that? And they closed, and I think they closed, I don't know, a few years ago, something like that. But I was wanting to go up there to film up there, but they're closed, so can't go up there. Let's see. TV Showcase. Hey, man. Welcome. Have you done a video at Picknell Music? No, I have not. I know exactly where it's at. I have not. That is on my list. I need to call somebody there. I don't know if they would allow somebody to come in there and do a video about their store or not, but it is on my list. I mean, I have a bunch on my list. It's just a matter of calling these stores and asking, because when you get them on the phone, you're pitching. It's like a sales pitch, and even though I'm not selling anything, but a lot of and I don't mean this in a bad way at all, but a lot of older people, you start talking about coming in and filming, they're like, nope, not at all. And but I would like to go there. I would love to go there because it's been around for a long time. Picknell Music here in Greenville. It's been around a long time from what I understand. Edwin, Joe's in my top 3. Oh, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. You're too kind, Edwin. Billy Shelton. Say, Billy, how you doing, man? Look, man, I got a guitar almost like yours. Except yours is worth a whole lot more. I think you said yours is a 57, I think. Man, my phone is blowing up. We're getting some YouTube comments still. That's awesome. I guess on yesterday's video. Let's see. Cater. The name on your new guitar has some history to it. Ted McCarty was an instrumental figure in guitar history. Let me show you this again. Cater says, president of Gibson from 1950 to 1966. He later became Paul Reed's mentor. Wow, I did not know that. Thank you, Cater. I did not know what McCarty. I didn't know that. Ted McCarty. I did not know that. See there? Awesome community, man. Awesome community. Thank you, Cater. Let's give him a round of applause. That was interesting. That was awesome. Very cool. AJB. The two Van Halens were definitely apples to oranges. No comparison. Both were great in their own ways. I agree, man. Yeah, I agree. I remember look, man, I'm a huge Van Halen fan. I'm not trying to go off on this. Just give me like 2 minutes with this subject because some people get bent out of shape, and I'm not here to do that. But just for me, it was a sad day when Eddie passed. Sad. I was just as heartbroken as everybody else. But then everything on YouTube, all the Van Halen super fans and all just came out of the woodwork, which is fantastic. But then it was just one thing after another. Like, here, I'm going to play this Van Halen song, and this is how you play it. And if you don't play it this way, you don't know how to do it, and blah, blah, blah. No, Eddie didn't play that. He played this. No. Oh, my God. It was just, no, man, Van Halen with Sammy sucks. Dave only. No, Dave sucks. Sammy only. I'm like, man, y'all have got to open your mind and don't be so close-minded. It's music. Enjoy it, you know? And who cares what Eddie played? Who cares how far the stripes are from one another? What is the big deal? That's to me, that is nitpicking, and it's ridiculous. That has nothing to do with how good the song sounds. And, you know, the whole point of the music is to make you feel good. This is just the instrument that helps you get there. But there was a lot of that, and it burned me out. It got to the point where I actually didn't listen to Van Halen stuff at all. I just had to take a step back, and I was like, whew. I mean, I left all the guitar channels. I left all them. It was the same thing over. Everything was regurgitated over and over and over. And I was like, this is ridiculous, man. These are fans. This is crazy, you know? And it was just, to me, it was just, you know, overdone, man. But anyway, there you go. There's my soapbox rant for the night. Michael Curtis. Nirvana might not have killed hair metal, but they fired the first shot. That's true. That's true. I believe it. Yes. Whoops. Polish Goofer. Let's see. What is your opinion on the Godo 1996 Tremolo? Is it better than the float? Boy, that is a fantastic question. Thank you, PG. Procter & Gamble. But yes, that is exactly the trims I use, man. The Godo 1996T. You can get them in, chrome. Black is the cheapest one as far as price. And then, of course, gold. I've had all three. To me, that is one of the best trim systems on the market. When I upgrade a trim system, that is exactly what I get. Only one time have I got a higher tier Floyd Rose to upgrade on a guitar. I've only done that once, and that was the highest tier Floyd Rose there is, like I talked about earlier. And I didn't see what the big deal was. The Godo for, you can get for the chrome one, you can get for $135, $140, is the same, if not better quality as that Floyd. You heard me say it here, and a lot of people take that to heart too. What did he say about Floyd Rose? Look, hey, what works for you works for you. What works for me works for me. That's all. But you can't beat the Godo quality. You're not going to beat it. Not for that money. You're not going to beat it, man. Stay away from Floyd Rose specials. Stay away from... that's just me. If you're going to be doing a locking system, Godo 1996T. Unless you buy a guitar and it's already equipped with stuff that's higher tier components, that's fine. You don't need to do nothing. But if you're doing a build, yeah, Godo 1996T, man. Amazon. Here's the big secret. Amazon. Y'all know that already, but that's where you get all your accessories and your stuff for your builds, man. Amazon. All day long. Don't waste your time at a big box store or a chain. Amazon, man. You can get it for practically cost almost. Okay. Let's see. AJB, what hair band, in your opinion, started the fall of hair metal? I've got to go with Trickster. Trickster was phenomenal. They had that huge hit, One in a Million. That is a fantastic question. I would say that's probably one, and not on a they didn't purposely do that, but another band I liked that when they were on the way out, that hair metal was Firehouse. I love Firehouse. I don't think they were the cause of hair metal being gone, but Firehouse just came in when all that was pretty much done, and then everybody cut their hair. And I was like, oh no, everybody cut their hair. It wasn't cool no more to have long hair. I was like, what is going on? That's a great question, AJB. I don't know, man. That'd require a lot more of me kind of doing some research on that, man. But let's see. Yes, TV showcase. Yeah, I was getting slow to the comments. Pecknail Music. Have you done a video there? No, sir, I have not. I would like to. I would like to. If I need to call them. I need to call them and see if they're cool with me doing that. But it is on the list. It is on the list. I'm sorry I'm getting to these so late. Just stick with me. Be patient, please. I'll get to you as soon as I can. Ted Fair says, I really like Fire in the Hole off the Van Halen 3 album. To me, Gary Cherone had a very similar vocal tonality, Sammy Hagar, on that particular song. Yes, he did. Honestly, I could not get on board with that album at all. It was just like, I was like, where's this going? It was just a lot of crazy stuff going on. Let's see. Okay, well, we got all kind of stuff going on tonight. Decatur says, grunge era had some good bands. I think my top two from that era would be Alice in Chains and Stone Temple Pilots. Yeah, there was definitely some terrific bands from there. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying everything from that era was garbage. Alice in Chains, Man in the Box, I love that song. That's the only song that I play by them. It's when I cover some stuff, and it's fantastic. Stone Temple Pilots has a couple of great songs too. Now I'll tell you what a band. Now y'all can take this how you want it, but I'll tell you a band that I never could get on board with, and that was Pearl Jam. I could not get on board with them at all. Man, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Anyway, Michael Curtis says that I had a feeling hair metal was in trouble when I first saw Warrant. I liked Warrant. It's a shame what happened to what's the singer's name? Warrant. Janie Lane. It's a shame how his life ended some years back. His daughter's all grown up now, and I think she's doing some podcast talking about her dad, which she was really young when he passed, but I do, I liked Warrant. Their first couple albums, I really enjoyed those. And then they kind of started doing different stuff because the whole music scene changed. All the style of music changed, and it just wasn't the same. And it was like, ugh. But, it's just the way it was. Get Tarded. Hey, man. He says, hey, Mr. Joe, glad to see you, brother. Good to see you, man. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Oh, there's William De Silva. Hey, man. How are you? Mr. De Silva says, I had a Johnson amp many years ago. I wish I would have kept it. Oh, okay. They were that good? Interesting. Let's see. Let me go to this. Mr. Mick. He says, is it the TC electronic mimic pedal that you have? Do you have it on all the time or only on solos? All the time. Yes. Yes, TC electronic mimic. I actually have two of those because I have like 4 pedal boards, all right? And I use 2 boards together when I'm using what I call the Rockman setup. That Rockman pedal came out at the beginning of this year. The MXR Rockman, was it the X100? So I have 2 boards built that I put together just specifically for the Rockman tone, and then my other 2 boards are for my current setup that I'm using now for the tone I'm using now. So I have the mimic on the Rockman board, and I have it on the current board, and they're on all the time to help split that, get that wide sound. Yes, absolutely. And the settings are It only has 3 knobs. The top knob is at 11 o'clock. The 2 bottom knobs are all the way over, as far as you can get them. And the metal toggle switch is all the way up in position 1. There you go. Ted Fair. Let's see if I can get this thing to move again. Okay. Dixieland, yeah. Oh, the person that had Dixieland, he passed away. His son sold everything. Man, I guess he didn't want to mess with messing with an actual store. That's man. Oh, you tried to go back there. That's a shame. That's I notice a lot of that with people that build a business. They spend all their lives building the business up, and then when they pass it to their kids, if the parents pass the kids, they'll just sell it, and that's it. Now there might be a lot of reasoning behind that. I don't know this, I don't know, but that happens a lot more than not, It's like they just want the money. They don't want to carry on the family legacy. It's kind of sad to me, in a way. Let's see. A caterer. Hey, man. He says, oh, yeah, an Asheville musician workshop is gone. So is Music City there. Another one that got gone earlier was Dunham's Music House. I used to live up there years ago. Oh, interesting. Okay, that makes sense, man. Let's see here. We got Charlie S. Hey, brother, what's going on? Hope you're doing well. Brother Ted Fair comments. He says, I miss Sam Ash guitar stores. I used to go to the store in Huntington Beach and talk to Jerry Ganadan, who worked there and was also the guitar tech for George Lynch. He had a wealth of knowledge. Wow. Man, that's cool. George Lynch, what an amazing guitar player. Let's see. A caterer says that there is a smaller guitar store in West Asheville that sells used stuff called Guitar Trader. I think there is a new one called Heyday Musical Instruments. Haven't been to it yet. Yeah, there was one in Asheville. I don't know if it was, that might have been the one, Guitar Trader. I think that was the one I looked at online. They kind of catered to more vintage instruments. And I want to say if it's the same store, it might be a different establishment. But I looked up, I saw the guy's name. I called the store. When I called last weekend, somebody else answered, and they said they would pass the message along to the owner, but I never heard nothing back. So, and you're going to have that sometimes. TV Showcase. Hello there. He says, have you done 5-string music? No, sir, I have not. I have not heard of that one. I need to look that one up and see where it's located. But I would like to do Pecknell. Is it Pecknell or Pecknell? Pecknell music. I would like to do that. Oops. Let's see. TV Showcase, I think he has a question. He says, and who is your favorite guitar player of all time? And if you could have the ultimate guitar setup, what would it be? Well, favorite guitarist of all time. Oof. I guess I'd say Eddie, because he changed, and Jimmy, of course, but that was a different era. So Jimmy and Eddie, that's two different eras altogether. Jimmy, to me, was a groundbreaker, and then, of course, when Eddie came along, he did the same thing. He shook the world, man. And so Eddie would be my favorite. And ultimate guitar setup. I would like to have those new EVH amps are nice. I would like to have a couple of those in white, and not the half stacks, the full stacks, and then make them wet setup, totally wet setups. I do that now with, you can't see back here, but I got a half stack over here and a half stack behind me, which is a PV 5150. And I turned those into full stereo rig, which is, I call it a wet setup. And it sounds really good. So if I had my choosing, it'd be a couple of those new EVH stacks in white. Get me a EVH Boss Delay, which I got the SDE 3000 over there on the board. It's just not the striped one. Fantastic delay unit, by the way. Edwin Crane, favorite Ozzy song, Mama, I'm Coming Home. It's my favorite Ozzy song. Yeah, rest in peace, Ozzy, man. Oh, Sharon, I saw clips of her with her kids going to, for the funeral. Man, she looked pitiful. Pitiful. That was just so heartbreaking. Bloody Soup, Joe, have you ever tried the Evertune Bridge? No, sir, I have not. I would love to. I've heard about it here and there on YouTube, but it's been a while, but I would love to try it. I would love to try it. Edwin Crane says, people that grew up with a GTX knows this stuff. I have a GTX, man. I haven't shown it yet on my guitar collection video. That's going to be in the part 3. I do have a GTX. Yeah. And I had it years ago, man. It was one of my early guitars, and I don't know what happened to it, but I found the same one on Reverb. My son actually found it for me, and he sent me the link, and I don't know, it was a few years ago I bought it. And it's amazing how when you've been playing for a long time and you get a guitar like that back in your possession, and you see like, damn, this was a piece of garbage. It was, I thought it was cool at the time, but the trim system is something that they come up with. It's I tried to put a Godot trim on that thing and it wouldn't work. It won't fit the way the studs are, how far they're separated. It doesn't line up with the Godot. So, so I just kept it as a sentimental kind of thing. Cause you do the trim and you do a dive bomb, it won't come back to where it's supposed to. But yeah, I got a GTX, man. I remember I had that, and it's hand painted. It's got like the snakeskin graphic on it, and you can look and tell it's hand painted. And you don't see that anymore. I paid $300 something for that thing, but I got it. It was one of my old ones. Polish Goofer, he says, sometime you got to show us a full guitar collection video. Yeah, that's what I'm doing now, Polish. If you look on my channel, I've done parts 1 and 2 of my guitar collection, man. Check it out. You can watch 1 and 2 when you get done with this stream. Yeah, go watch 1 and 2, and I'll be doing part 3. The next couple of days, I would imagine. Let's see. Getting down to these comments here. We're getting to you. I barely grow hair on top of anymore. Yeah, we're all getting to the point where if we still have hair, that's a good thing, Yeah. At 55, I understand. Still the longest hair I ever had. Yeah. I'm thankful. I'm very fortunate. I still have a full head of hair. A lot of people I went to school with, they're bald, man. It's kind of scary, man. It's like, damn, we're getting old that fast. Time's going by so quick. It goes by so fast. AJB, better also known as ABB, Allman Brothers Band. Joe, you get to choose one of 3 cover band choices to play in a classic rock band, a VH cover band, or a hair metal band. What do you choose? That is a fantastic question. I'm going to go with a classic rock band. Classic rock band is what I'm going with. And I'll tell you why, AJ. Because I could not live up to the level of the Van Halen tribute band. With those types of bands, you got to play all that stuff note for note. And I couldn't do it. I could get little bits and pieces, but that'd be it. And when you're on stage playing something like that, there's going to be people like, okay, let's see. Oh, you F that up. Get them out of here. You know, for the most part, people are pretty cool, you know, but there's a lot of those vultures on YouTube here that, it's us. I'm like, well, bye. Go watch another channel. Go watch, you know, another expert. But yeah, it would be a classic rock band. Absolutely. The last band I was in, we did 70s and 80s top 40, and it was the most fun I ever had. You know, you had a huge selection of music to choose from, anything from Bob Seger to Bryan Adams to some Van Halen, and you know, just all kind of stuff. Hendrix, all kind of stuff. And to me, that's where the fun is, you know. Let's see. George Lynch is a killer player. Yes, he is. Yeah, he's amazing. Edwin Crane, is Yngwie inspiring to you? I don't play like that. I never had that talent. I was never on that level. It hasn't inspired me because I can't do that. That's like the classical shredder type thing. No, I mean, you know, if there's something that, there's some guitar players I like to watch, even though I can't play that style. Yngwie is incredible. That goes without saying. But I don't seek his music out, you know, because this is going to sound cliche, and I don't mean for it to, but to me, all his stuff sounds the same. And I don't mean that. I'm not throwing shade against him at all. It's just, I guess because I'm not into classical, but it just all kind of sounds the same to me. But no, I never. I mean, he's an inspiration to plenty of people. I'm just not into that type of music. Randall Vandergriff, hey man, how are you? How are you, man? Okay, the Hagstrom Viking 2 I told you about was in your latest video, the red guitar next to the Gibson. You should play one next time. Oh, thank you, Randall. Okay. I will check one out. I'll definitely have to check it out. I'm glad you told me that, man. Thank you. Interesting. Dave Workin. Sharon loved Ozzy. Absolutely. I'm telling you, man, people can say what they want, but she loved that man, and she protected him. And if it wasn't for her, I don't think he would have had the success that he had. And just my opinion. I don't know. And see you, Michael. Thank you, man, for being here. Thank you. See. Okay. Let's see. Decatur says, it was a new guitar week for me as well. I picked up my first headless guitar. Wow. Hills next day. I don't know what that is. With active Fishman Fluence pickups. Well, how do you like it, man? Have I played a headless guitar? Yes, that's a stupid question. You don't see that Steinberg over here no more that used to be sitting right in here. It was right in between these Schecter and that Stripe Series EVH. Back there in the back was a Steinberger Spirit. And I tried to like it. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't work with it. So it was a headless guitar. I didn't like it. I could not Man, and first of all, there just wasn't a lot of real estate. That guitar was like a toy, it was like this. And I tried a tremolo pick and it was sloppy and horrible. And it just, I gave it to my son. I just couldn't do it. So, well, hopefully that one works out well for you, man. I hope it does. I like to hear what they like to play, just because it doesn't work for me, Ted Fair, favorite Aussie guitarist. For me, I never was a big Aussie fan. I mean, but I'm, growing up, you heard his music, all the time. But when I really started to kind of really pay attention was when Zakk Wylde joined Aussie. Because Zakk Wylde and myself, and other people in here as well, I think we're kind of in the same age bracket. I think Zach he might be a year or two older than me, or maybe younger. I don't know. But that was when it started to really be on my radar, because back then guitar magazines I was always hunting down the next issue of Guitar World or Guitar for the Practicing Musician or whatever. And sure enough, Zach was on the front cover with Ozzy. And I was like, wow, who was that dude? And the young Zach, to me, is the cool looking. I mean, he was just cool. He had that cool ass look, man. And that's my favorite Ozzy guitarist, Zach. He's incredible. He's just, man, I mean, that dude, whew. I wish I could play like that. He's amazing. Randall comments, he says, mine is beautiful, a beautiful sunburst. Humbuckers with a cool split. Nice, man. That's nice. That Hagstrom. Yeah, that's nice, man. Very interesting. I have to check that out sometime. Edwin Crane. My heart goes out to her now. Sharon Osbourne. Yeah. Yeah, it was, I couldn't even watch it. It was on my YouTube, and I was like, oh no, I'm sorry, it wasn't on YouTube. I saw it on, somebody put something on Facebook, and I got off Facebook. I said, man, I can't watch that. That's just, I can't do that, man. Okay. We're getting your comments here. Cater says, I'm still determining, it's different. It's really comfortable, with a strap on. It's just different. Yeah. A headless guitar. Yeah. That's something that it was just, it just screwed with my head, man. I mean, I'm sitting there and I would always go to the wrong spot. Like if, let's say if you're playing in a key of A and you go to that first blues, that pentatonic blues box, and 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 5, 8, blah, 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 whatever. And you're, and I always go to the wrong spot because the headstock's missing, and it would always mess with me. And I was like, man, I cannot get this right to save my tail. So I got rid of it, and I just couldn't get it, man. So I gave it to my son. So hopefully he'll get a lot more enjoyment out of it. Let's see if we can, let me get this comment here. John West. Hey, man. Oops. Let's get this right there. There we go. I have a Hagstrom Viking and love it. Beautiful guitar. Obviously, I'm an Elvis fan. Love your channel. Thank you, John. I'm like a cat on catnip when I see your God. Oh, dude, that is so nice. Thank you, John. Thank you, man. I wish I had about 30,000 more people that were on catnip. Oh, thank you, man. Thank you to everybody that is here, that the new subscribers and everything. Y'all don't know how much I appreciate that. I really, really do. So thank you, John. Very kind of you, man. Let's see. Let's go to a Cater's comment. He says, Never had active pickups before either, so those are different than what I'm used to. It has a different feel to it. Yes. Yeah, it does. And it's kind of a different beast, man. When you have passive pickups, for people that don't know, those are guitars that the pickups don't require a 9-volt battery. They're just, you just plug in and play. You know, you just plug your cable into your output jack, and then active pickups, they take a battery, like EMGs, you know, something like that. Fishman's, you know, but if you're not familiar with that, don't ever leave your guitar plugged up, you know, if you have active pickups, because when you go back to play your guitar, it's A, either not going to work, or B, it's going to sound horrible, because with that cable plugged in, it's pulling the battery. It's, you know, your battery's being used. And so always unplug your guitar when you get done. Mickey Settlemeyer, hey man, how are you doing? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Edwin Crane, I applied for his job. Whose job? What? I don't know. I'm not sure who you're talking about. Let's see. Hey man, what's up, Quinn? What's up, Quinn? How you doing, man? Guitar Talk Universe in the house. What's up, man? I hope you're doing well. Quinn. Old Quinn. You've been around YouTube a long time. Hey, Chris. How you doing, man? Round of applause. Thanks for being in the chat. Chris Cobb. Joe, how do you like that PRS behind you? What a good eye. What a good eye. Yes, sir. I just bought that. That was the new guitar day right there. Let's see if I can swap cameras. And that is a PRS, did I say 594? McCarty. Vintage Sunburst. I love it. I love it, man. I love it. And it's the gentleman I got it from, he did me right, man. And it's nice to it's nice that like I said earlier, whenever the guitars I've sold in the past on my reverb store, I've always really went out of my way to make sure the customer's satisfied and they have a good instrument. And you know, to me, it's good if you just kind of go that extra little mile to do, because you know you want somebody to do that in return someday, and that's what happened with this. The gentleman was I think it was called Mark's Gear Emporium, I think was the reverb store. He did that. He went that extra mile and got a brand new set of nines on there. It's got the lampshade knobs. It's everything's set up. I didn't have to do nothing. I didn't do nothing. Didn't do anything. And it was ready to go, man. And plays great. I love it. I love it. Absolutely. Quentin says that is it EART or EART? Headless guitar messes with my brain too. Yeah. I cannot play a guitar with the headstock missing. I've found that out the hard way. I can't do it. I cannot do it. It just it is a mind F for me. Let's see. Let me get to Bloody Soup chimes in. I have to boogie, guys. Love the channel, of course. Have yourself a good night. Thank you, Bloody Soup, man. Thank you. Thank you for being here, man. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody. Ecator says, speaking of pickups, do you have a favorite pickup that you like? Well, let's see. The EVH pickups are great. It depends on what you're going for here. That's kind of a broad spectrum, just in my opinion. You know, what are you playing, a Super Strat? Are you playing a Strat? I've got a couple of PV Wolfgang specials that I put an EMG in the bridge because, now don't think, well, you can't do that. Because when I got the guitar, it didn't have the original pickups. Somebody kept the original and put some cheap ones in, and it sounded like garbage when I got it. So I don't ever use a neck pickup. So I disengaged the neck pickup and I put an EMG 81 in the bridge. And I thought that was incredible. I love that pickup. So, depends on what you're going for. So I like the EVH humbuckers. EMG 81s are fantastic. Seymour Duncans are great. Both for single coil and humbuckers. Yeah, that's a great question, man. And but yeah, I guess it all depends on what guitar you're messing with. Polish Goofer, have you ever played an EVH short guitar or owned one? No, sir, I have not. That guitar, for me, it's funny. I'm looking on the wall right here at the back in the day, they had a Van Halen comic, and it was that's an old piece of memorabilia I've had for years. And on the front, it's got the Women and Children First album cover on that's done as a comic. And Eddie's, of course, holding the shark. That guitar never appealed to me. I guess because it doesn't have a Floyd on it. But I remember Eddie saying that when he cut that portion of the guitar out, that it really messed with the tone. It really made it, I guess, sound kind of thin. But yeah, I've never played one. To answer your question, sir, no, I've never played one. Those things are expensive, aren't they? Whew. Those are very expensive. Oh man, Stafford's Music Studio. What's up? Flagstaff Productions in the house. Hey Joe, happy Saturday night, brother. Happy belated birthday to my brother Dave Stafford, man. What's up, brother, man? It's good to see you. Dave is in 2 bands, and he's busy with an 80s cover band and King Cobra. I wore that shirt just the other day, Dave. Tell you the truth, I'm not lying. I still wear them shirts, man. Dave's like, I don't care what you wear. Damn. All right. Let's see. Dave. He goes, congrats on the People Robin S. Thank you, man. I thought about you, man. I thought about you and your beautiful PRS guitars. I really did. I'm not just saying that. And yeah, absolutely awesome. Mickey says, always forget that you're on at 5 here. Oh, okay, Mickey, where are you at, man? Obviously you're on the left coast, I guess. Let's see. What do we got here? Whoops. Let me go up here. John West. His dad was Jim West, played on, what was that show? Wild Wild West? I'm just kidding. I used to watch that show when I was a kid. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm being goofy. All right. John, let's get your comment. Do you have any acoustic guitars, and do you have a Dream acoustic? I have one acoustic. I am not an acoustic player. The acoustic I have is a Dean Slim Body acoustic that my wife got me many, many years ago. And I never have been a fan of playing acoustic. You can't, for me, I don't want to say you, me, I can't rock and roll on it, man. Now, people like Tommy Emmanuel or Emmanuel, however you say it, I'm not quite sure. People that can finger pick really good, bluegrass players, yeah, that's their thing. I never could do that. I never could do that. And so to me, you give me an acoustic, I'm like, uh-oh. If they said, play this or this is going to happen, I'd be like, here, just go ahead and do what you got to do, because I can't do it. I love distortion, man. I love playing with distortion and effects. And Brother Dave, you got it, man. Absolutely. I think Dave, he's president of Flagstaff Productions. You have to tune into his channel to get more information on that. Let's just say he has a good time. I mean, he's one of the luckiest guys I know. Damn. Wish I could. Anyway, I applied for a position there, and I got turned down. But I understand. It's just things change. Can't stay young forever. But anyway, let's see. People robbing, Robin S. Yeah. Yeah, that's it, man. Let's see. We were talking about acoustics and all kind of stuff. I need to read some of these comments live with the new video. My phone is blowing up here. Edwin Crane said, if you've ever played a 12-string, the regular sucks. I always struggled playing a 12-string. I always struggled playing that because the space in between the strings is really, there's not much there to work with, and it's really easy for me to screw up. I tried messing with a 12-string back in the day when Wanted Dead or Alive was a huge hit on the radio, and good Lord, I don't want to play that song anymore. Oh my gosh. Let's check out some of these comments on the latest video. Audio Centro will hit up some of these comments, and I'm going to have to go through and respond to. We've hit our 2-hour mark, so let's see here. Let's see how many views the video has now. Wow. 1,200 views on the visiting Audio Centro. Thank you to everybody who's taken the time to view this video. 51 thumbs ups. Oh, we're 49 away from the goal. The goal is always 100 for YouTube to take notice. That's what I've noticed with my channel anyway. But yeah, once you hit 100 thumbs ups, it starts to tickle that algorithm just ever so slightly. Let's see here. Oh wow. Okay, that's a different comment. Okay. All right. We'll this guy commented on the video I did with the let me go to my other camera so I can show you the guitar. The guy commented, when I first saw this guitar right here, this American Special, it was a 2011, and it was in Guitar Center here in Greenville, right? And when I talked about that on my channel, this guy said, any chance that the 2011 was in the Greenville store? If so, I bought it today, then found this video afterwards. Amazing guitar. Yeah, I'm glad he got it. I'm glad he bought it. They were wanting $969 for that guitar in Guitar Center, and thanks to Andrew, my friend Andrew Knox, I was able to find this guitar, which is a 2010, and it was right at $800. So not only did I save a lot of money, I got a guitar that was a year older, and but yeah, it's still a wonderful guitar. Yeah. Okay, we're looking at a couple of comments on Audio Centro video from yesterday. We were talking about the Back to the Future guitars that look similar to that. Now, I'm not a guitar historian or nothing, and I said in the video that I didn't know if the guitar that Marty McFly played was a 335, ES 335, or what it was, Gibson, and this person put the Back to the Future guitar was a 345. Interesting. See, I didn't know that. Really cool. Ecater commented, very cool store. I did not know about that one. Yeah. Very awesome, man. It's I just love that people take the time to check it out, man. I really do. Let's see. I got to keep up with this chat too. I don't need to multitask. I'll be in trouble, ain't I? Let's see. Let's see here. Mickey Settlemeyer says that I used to have a 12-string years ago. I would like to get another one. I had one up until a couple of months ago, and I sold it to a friend of mine. And you know where it's set all the time? In the case in the other side of the house. And I never changed the strings on it. It kept the same original strings from when I got it, because I never played it. So it still had the same strings on it. And they're easy to string up. It just take twice as long, you know. Once you put the regular ones on and then the octave strings. AJB, he says, congrats on all the views, Joe. That's incredible. Thank you, man. Thanks to y'all. It's not, I mean, yeah, I got to go out there and film, which I love to film. But it's thanks to the people like y'all that are taking the time to check out the videos. I really appreciate it. I really, really do. Mickey Settlemeyer says, I played a nylon string a lot. Oh, did you really? Nice. Okay. That's interesting. Okay. Let's see here. We can, Ecator, where's the best place to sell guitar stuff locally? Where is the best place to sell guitar stuff locally? That is a wonderful question. I don't know. You mean like to have it on consignment through somebody? I guess. I don't know. I would say you would have a lot. Now, this is just my opinion. You would have a lot better chance of selling something on Reverb than you would through somebody's store or just doing your own thing. I mean, with Reverb, you can have your own store online and not have to worry about any overhead or paying anybody, or, you know, you just gotta, if you sell something, you just gotta stay on top of it and, you know, converse with the customer and quick response and, you know, but I don't know, Cater, locally to sell stuff, man, I don't know. I've never looked into that. It's a great question though. Great question. John West. Oops. It jumped on me. John West, Norm's Rare Guitars put up a video and they're trying to get that guitar back to Michael J. Fox. Thought that was very cool. You have to check it out. Really? I saw that. Thank you, John. That's interesting. I saw that documentary on Norm's Rare Guitars last week. I thought that was really good. Man, I didn't realize he was having those health issues, man. I used to watch a lot of Norm's Rare Guitars videos and I don't know, I kind of got away from it, kind of got out of it. I don't know. I would watch stuff for a while and then I would kind of rotate to something else. And then I got to where I didn't watch any guitar channels at all. I think I got burnt out. And then I would look back at that stuff and I was like, oh, okay, cool, you know. But I hope he's doing okay, man. Yeah, a good place to sell it. Like, yeah, I mean, a Reverb, Facebook Marketplace, Rod says, yeah, you can do that. You just have to, keep this in mind that here's the pros and the cons for me when it comes to stuff. Now, my son does a lot of Facebook Marketplace and he does really well. But for me, when it comes to instruments, I don't want to have to go and meet with somebody like a Facebook Marketplace kind of deal. And the reason I say this is because let's say, number one, 90% of the time, 99% of the time, you're going to meet somebody you don't know, or you're going to, you know, and you want to make sure that you're going to be in a safe spot. And they're going to want to see the guitar. and then let's say they just got finished working on their car or something, or oh man, my hands are clean. They pick up your guitar and they play, well man, how about, would you take this much? And you're like, look man, I'm selling it for $500. That's what, I'll give you $375. And he's already got his hands all over it. And I'm like, no, dude, it's $5. Well, never mind. And he drops it or something. You're screwed. With reverb, you don't have to worry about none of that. I mean, reverb has a great reputation to avoid that stuff. I'm not saying you will avoid altogether, but for the most part, that's why ratings are there for you to look at. Your sellers has ratings. Facebook Marketplace, I don't know if that has that or not. I don't know. I haven't looked into it, but I just don't want to have to meet with somebody and deal with taking time out of my day to go meet this Yahoo who may or may not buy the guitar. And then if he don't, I got to drive back home and put it back and hope that somebody else bites on it. Whereas on Reverb, it's listed 24/7, and the person comes across it and says, hey man, I like that. And that's why you put a lot of pictures up. You can even put a link up for a YouTube link where you're playing the guitar or talking about it. You can do that too. So that's even better. That's why I like Reverb, because it's the store you open up is open 24/7. It's just not a physical store, but to me, it's a lot better than dealing with Facebook Marketplace. Now, that's just me. That's just me, because I've heard some horror stories of people, Facebook Marketplace, and people, it didn't turn out good. Let's just put it that way. I can't go into detail because YouTube wouldn't like that, but that's just my opinion for guitar stuff. My son sold a lot of video game stuff with Facebook Marketplace, and he done really well. Yes. Yeah, if you did Facebook Marketplace, you have to create a Facebook account. Yeah, so you can do Reverb and avoid all that if you wanted. But yeah. It's just my 2 cents, man. The best sounding guitars are for 12. Okay. Let's see. Cater chimes in. He says that last time I sold stuff was on Reverb. The price of shipping stuff has went up a lot. Yeah, that. Yeah, it can be. I mean, it depends on where it's going. If you buy your shipping label through Reverb, they do cut you a little bit of a break on the shipping cost. And I want to say, now I can't prove this. I can just go by my experience. The more that you sell on Reverb, the longer amount of time you sell on Reverb and you have a good success rating, the easier it gets, because you're coming on their platform. They don't know who you are. They're like, well, here's John Doe. He's going to sell something, and they sell something, and the thing goes south and it don't do good. Well, there's things I think in the place there that's going to kind of be like, all right, we ain't going to let this guy be on here no more. We're going to charge him a little extra for something. I could be wrong. I don't know, but yeah, I mean, sometimes that's just how it has to be. I've shipped guitars using Reverb. I bought my shipping label through them. Man, I've paid like $88 to ship a guitar. That's still not that bad, because I went to the UPS store and shipped a guitar, and they wanted $150. Now, this was years ago too. That's the truth. I'm not kidding. But if you have a Reverb account and you set everything up to sell on Reverb and you get your label through them, you will get a cheaper shipping rate. So it's just all on how bad you want to sell something, because if you're going to use somebody's platform, you're going to have to pay a little something, unless you do Facebook Marketplace. And I just told you, I would rather give Reverb a cut and me not have to leave my house. The only way I have to leave my house is to go to the UPS store or whoever you choose, UPS, FedEx, whatever, US Postal, whatever. I use UPS. I get my best rates with UPS. But I'd rather pay them a cut. I don't have to meet nobody. There's insurance in the place. If something happens, you can, that's optional. But and when they get it, if it's over a certain dollar amount, they have to sign for it. So that's another great security measure when you're shipping a guitar to somebody, and it's X amount over a certain amount of dollar amount rather. They have to sign for it, and when they sign for it, you get an alert on your phone saying your gear was delivered and they got it. So to me, that's great. That way I know they got it, they signed for it. And there's a couple of things on reverb you have to pay attention to, because there's some people out there that just like to screw people over. So you have to, when you're putting your description on your guitar, make sure you're truthful. Make sure you're truthful in your description. Post if there's a little nick or a little scratch, put that in the description. If people are buying used gear, if they have any sense, which most of them do, that's to be expected. It's a used guitar. It might have a couple of nicks and scratches. When I got my American Special, the guy had those in the pictures, and that didn't bother me because you really have to look to see them. And I'm like, that don't bother me. That just tells me the guitar has been played. That's all, and it's not a big deal. To some people, that might be a make or break. Well, it's got a scratch. I don't want it. Well, if you're going to be like that, just get one brand new. If you're going to be that crazy about it, but to me, just be truthful in your description, and and if you're truthful and honest with everything, you can't go wrong. Those two guitars on my store are still sitting there. They've been sitting there for months. But you know what? It doesn't cost anything for those guitars to be listed. It's not costing me nothing. The only time it's going to cost me money is if somebody buys it. Then, Reverb gets a cut, and that's fine. I've been doing it long enough now that it's not a big deal. I would much rather use Reverb than anybody else. Now, that's just me. Rod chimes in. He says, the EVH you sold me is still parked in front of my rig. I love that guitar. There you go. Another satisfied customer. Thank you, Rod. Thank you. That's awesome, man. Thank you, Rod. Ted Fair, Craigslist has always been a shady way to buy or sell gear, primarily for safety reasons. Yeah, because you have to go meet somebody. And I heard, I don't know, Ted, maybe you can confirm this. I heard that it's been so long since I've even looked at Craigslist, but I heard that you have to pay to use Craigslist now. That's what I heard. Yes. Mickey Settlemeyer says, now I use the one on Sweetwater. Yes, Sweetwater's Gear Exchange. That's a good one, Mickey. Thank you. Yeah, that's a good place you can sell. I think with them, if you sell some gear through Sweetwater's Gear Exchange, that's their version of Reverb, I guess, or that type of platform. I think they give you two options. You can either keep the money and keep it in a Sweetwater, your account, and buy Sweetwater gear with it, or you can get the money, and I'm pretty sure they get a cut because you're using their platform, and that's just the way it is. They're going to make money somehow or another. Edwin wants a Doug Pinnick bass. Yeah, Doug Pinnick, what an amazing vocalist. Yeah. Yeah, he's incredible. Let's see. Cater says, yeah, that sounds like the better way to sell, unless it's something large and heavy. Yeah, that's something you have to think about, because if you're going to sell an amp, you have to be prepared for the shipping rates. I mean, if you're, I don't see how companies do it. Like these big companies like Sweetwater and AMS and on, you buy a cabinet or whatever, something that's heavy, it'll say free shipping. I'm like, man. But yeah, that's yeah, I'm telling you. Let's see. I think that's, are we, okay. PRS time. You want me to show you that, AJ? Yeah, I can show it on here. Yes. I kind of forgot all about that, didn't I? Okay. I will definitely show that guitar off. Let's see. Mickey Sotomayor, Sweetwater will skip the cut if you take the credit. Yeah. Yeah. They're awesome, man. I love them. Okay, let me get this guitar and show it to the camera here. Just 1 second. Make sure I can spin my chair around without hitting everything. Lord knows I'm bad about that. Let's see here. All right. Back. Okay, man. This is it right here. This is a, yeah, it's a 594 McCarty. See that? And check out this. Check out that flame, man. It's got those lampshade knobs. Yeah, that's it right there. And I can let you hear a couple of chords. I ain't gonna play a song or nothing because it'll I don't want to get demonetized. Like I said, I need to use a I'm gonna do a different stream for playing music. I think that'd be the best way to go. I would hope. I'm still learning here. Receiver, I'm trying to make sure I get this right. Let's see here. All right, let's plug this in. You're going to hear some clicks and pops and all right, let's see. First thing I'm going to do, man, I'm going to make sure we're in tune. These are new strings, so let's see. See, when I played this a couple hours ago, before I put it up, it was in tune. So let's see if we got something here. There it is. Yeah. It plays great, man. I love the way this thing plays. The 594 McCarty. And I had somebody ask me the other day, how do you get your tone? It's the Tank G, man. Tank G by Playwell. Let me put this up. That is what I'm using. Again, I'll let you have one more look. It's a beautiful guitar, man. Got a little shadow there. PRS McCarty 594. And I got that Strat. I ain't got my headphones on. I can't tell if I can hear myself. I got that Strat. It's a PRS strap. I got it from Amazon. There you go. So there's a little. There is a sample of the PRS, man. You know, just what it sounds like. And like I said, I need to set up a stream where I'm playing just music. I would, yeah, Rod, I would love to. You don't know how bad I want to sit here and play some songs, but I don't want to get demonetized. I'm trying to build this channel up, you know. But I would y'all let me know. I mean, we still got a good bit of people in here. Would y'all be interested in a stream that was just music before we head out of here? I'll see if I can take this to 2 hours and 30 minutes. We're almost there. Let me know if y'all would be cool with that. And oh man, did you hear that? My neck just popped on both sides. Good Lord. Just let me know if y'all would be interested in that. Because I don't want to sit there and do a live jam stream and people be like, oh, I want to, which kind of boggles my mind because it is a guitar channel, you know. Decatur says that looks super nice. Thank you, man. Yeah, it plays fantastic. It's a wonderful guitar. Rod says, beautiful guitar. Thank you. Yes, it is. I love it. I love it. Like I said, when I went to Eastside Guitars and Drums, that turned me around for PRS again. It did. It did. Because the one I had before, it didn't play like that. Mickey says, nice. That's what I would get if I was PRS shopping. Yes. Look on reverb. I'm dropping all kind of gold around here, man. And, yes. Thank you, AJB. Thanks, man. You're very kind. Thank you. Chris Cobb. Hey, man, let's see what Chris has got to say. I own a PRS DGT SC and just got a Silver Sky. Congratulations. Build quality is crazy good. Phenomenal guitars. Yes, man. Awesome. Yeah, this PRS is great. The quality is there. I mean, you know, I can't remember what I had before. It was I don't know, man. I don't remember the model number. It was I don't know. It didn't handle like this. It didn't. John West comments, man, you can play beautiful. Oh man, thank you, man. You're too kind. Thank you. I don't know how beautiful that was. That was that was a bunch of rackets. All that was, man. I'm sitting there and just messing around and no backing tracks or nothing no crutch. So that's probably why it sucks. Ecators says sounds well, thank you, man. That's wow. Y'all are too kind, man. AJB, thank you. Man. Thank you very much. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff on the floor to get that sound. I mean, the Tank G is one of the components, and then you got to think about your stereo setup. The Roland. I'm sorry, the Rodecaster Pro 2. That's part of the ring of everything that's connected. I got this set up to stereo to go to the computer, and there's I got stereo effects. All that stuff plays a role, man. Okay, so I asked if people would be interested in watching us stream a live stream with just jamming, just music. I asked if people would comment in the chat. Chris Cobb says, I'm good with it. Okay, that's one. That's good. I should have asked this before, but I just now thought about it. So, thank you, Chris. Ecater says, would be cool with me. Oh, man, that's two. That's awesome. Mr. Mick. Sounds good to me. Oh, that's awesome. Thank y'all. John West says, yes, sir. Thank y'all. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I like to check because, like I said, when I played last week, or when I did a live stream last weekend, and I was like, man, I want to play. I played and I sat back down. It was like, and I was like, okay, I don't understand what happened there. So, okay. And I said, why don't you just have one show strictly for talking and have another show strictly for playing? Or, a little bit of playing and whatever. Best of both worlds. Ooh, there you go. That's a song idea, right? Okay. Rod chimes in. He goes, I would watch that. That's why I'm here. Oh, thank you, Rod, brother. You're too kind. Thank you. Rod says, you play that song right, you'll get a red line BMX. I will? I'm just kidding. Let's see. Ecater says, those are dangerous for your wallet. You start out with an SE and slowly find your way to the core. Yeah, I know, man. When I played that one at Eastside, dude, that guitar was over $2,800. And I didn't realize that until, I don't know how I missed that. I didn't realize until it was over. I was just so into playing and how good it felt. I did not know that guitar was that price point. I didn't know. But boy, did it play fantastic. Ted Ferris says, definitely, Joe, live stream guitar jam, let it rip. Oh, okay, well, good, man. That's all I need to know is people are cool with it. We'll do a separate show just for that. And John West says, if that was racket, you don't want to hear me. Oh, come on, man. Come on now. Let's see. Edwin. Didn't Prince use Roland amps? Man, I don't know. That's a great question. I do not know. Thank you, Edwin. Edwin's always been a huge supporter. He says, I love music jam. Thank you, Edwin. Thank you. I always play one for Edwin when he's here. I always hit that DLR for him at Yankee Rose. And I'm surprised Jimmy Z ain't shown up tonight. He might be busy. I was going to do a Van Halen tune for him. Well, not tonight. It'll be when we do the stream. So AJ says, would you say the McCarty is comparable to the gray PRS you played at the guitar shop? AJ, man, I'm so glad you asked that question. Because here's something I'm going to tell you. Let me swap cameras. Cameraman, can we go to camera one, please? Thank you. Now, what I'm about to say, I'm not saying this to be callous or cruel or rude or anything. First of all, it's your money. Spend it how you want. Okay? Now that I got that out of the way. This guitar here plays just as good as that guitar I played at Eastside. Plays just as good. When I put my hands on this last night, that was the first thing I said, how much of a difference is there going to be? Now, there might be a difference in the wood that it's made out of. The pickups might be a little bit different, but basically, it's the same thing. At the end of the day, it's a guitar. Now, yes, there's going to be different levels here where people say, well, I paid $200 for this guitar. And it works great for me. That's all that matters. You know, here's the perfect guitar. You want me to tell you what the perfect guitar is? I'm going to steal some of Philip McKnight's thunder. Here's what he said, all right? I'm going to steal some of his line. The perfect guitar is a guitar that stays in tune and is set up well and performs well. That's the perfect guitar. Perfect guitar. I can't even speak perfect English. That's the perfect guitar. To me, this is a perfect guitar. You know why? You just heard it for yourself. Why is that? It performs. It does fine. I'm still tuning it a little bit because the strings are brand new. They're not stretched out all the way. So that guitar, the PRS McCarty 594, plays on the same level as the gray quilt guitar I played at Eastside Guitar and Drums. That's just me as a guitar player speaking, all right? I'm not an expert. I'm not nothing. I'm just telling you what I feel. So I've got that Guitar Max Harley Benton I told you about earlier in the show. This behind the Schecter, $500. The guitar plays great. And it's a Harley Benton, man. It's what a lot of people aren't thinking about nowadays is that guitar manufacturers are bringing their A game to the table for mid-tier guitars and some that are a little less, because that's just the way things are now. So you can go and you can spend around $500 and have a phenomenal guitar. I'm going to let y'all in. Y'all are still here. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. And I don't never share this information, but I'm going to share this here for the people that are still here. And thank you for being here. This guitar, before I reveal how much I pay, take a guess. Let's play a little quick game of prices right here. Let's take a guess. McCarty 594. It's I think this is a 2023. I want to say. How much you think I paid for it? I know what it retails new because it said it on Reverb. I know what it retails new. New it retails for $898. So how much you think I paid for it? So let me see here. Chris Cobb, he says, SE line to me is 90% of the core line at a fraction of the price. If you want a little better, they have S2 models, which is the next step up. Yes. Yeah. Let's see here. This is freaking, let's see. I'm trying to get this computer to work here. Rod says, I have two Firefly guitars that are great. Firefly, they've come a long way, man. they've come a long way. I was looking at a couple of those on Reverb, as a matter of fact, a couple of months ago or so. Actually, Rod, it was the one that I think you said you had. I was looking at one of those. Let's see. Cater says the quality of the SC line over the past decade has really went up. Really, at this point, the pots and such aren't as good, so you might have to replace one in a few years. Okay, I asked how much y'all think I paid for this Cardi 594. Decatur says $650. Now remember, it goes for $898 new. Edwin Crane, 1 Bitcoin. Dude, if I had a Bitcoin, I'd be in good shape, man. I'd be in good shape. Ted Fair, his guess, $750. AJB, his guess, $750. Mickey says, I didn't realize that was an SE. Yes, it's an SE. Mickey Settlemeyer says 500. Mickey is the closest right there. Ron says 700. It was listed for $5. I offered $475 when he took it. And I got the phenomenal, I got the guitar, it's amazing, and I got the phenomenal PRS SE gig bag that's like brand new. And the hang tags are in the pocket of the gig bag. So yeah, $475 is what I got this for. And I was like, I don't care if it's an SC or not. I don't care. That's a fantastic deal. So yes, that is a great deal. Cater says, yeah, I think so too, man. I think it's a phenomenal deal. And you heard what it sounds like. I mean, you know, a lot of people, not a lot, but a few people don't want to mess with reverb because they can't put their hands on it. Well, you just have to, it's a roll of the dice. And like I said, you have to look at the seller, look at their reviews and see, and, you know, go from there and base your decision off of that. I've only had one, it wasn't really, well, the guy I dealt with, he was a jerk, but the guitar was okay. I had to add more stuff to it, but that was my only negative experience with reverb. All my other ones have been great. Jimmy Z, there you are, man. Where you been? Man, oh man. So, or you may have been here the whole time, Jimmy. Maybe you were busy, but what I was talking about, Jimmy, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a separate show, and that's going to be dedicated for the live music. So I'm going to have two shows, more than likely. One for just discussion, and then one for live music. And I asked the chat, would you come back to see some live music? And the people that are in here that's left said, yeah, they would. And I brought your name up. I said, there's a song I want to do for Jimmy because he's always here and he's a huge Van Halen fan. So, but you're here now and you made it. Hey, better late than never, right? You made it, my brother. Jimmy says, had a couples party, had to go to with the wife. Oh, okay. Both he and she turned 50. My wife made me go. I understand, man. I understand how it is. Hey, I'm not throwing no shade at that, man. I get it. I get it. I understand. Sometimes you just got to, man. Mickey says, I got my 03 Classic on reverb. It was Closet Queen. It's flipping great. There you go. See? There you go. You can find some good stuff. AJB says, is that what SMS was talking about earlier when he was talking about stealing? I don't know. SMS. I'm not sure. You kind of lost me there, man. Let's see. Edwin, I bought a 7-string a few years ago with Bitcoin. Talk about buyer's remorse now. Oh, man. Oh, man. Let's see. Mickey says I bought and sold a buttload of pedals on Reverb. Yeah, I've bought my share of pedals. You can find some good pedals on Reverb. Yeah, I love Reverb, man. I've bought a ton of stuff from Reverb, man. And yeah, you can get some good deals on pedals, man. Hey, Cater, he says, Oh, I get you. Yeah, that was the stealing part of the PRS. No, that was, yeah, you talking about Stafford's Music Studio. Yes, SMS. I'm sorry. I got you now. Yes. Okay. PRS is part of, I did a skit, some years back with this character I made named Rob. And Rob has a music store, and it was a skit I made called Rob's Music Store. All right, it was a comedy goof thing that I did, and of course I'm playing two different characters. I used a green screen and all this stuff. I used a background of a music store in post production, and Rob's on the phone and he's talking, doing this and that, and he's like, he's a pimp and he's doing all kind of stuff trying to make money. And I come in as just your average weirdo, nerdy guy off the street wanting to buy a PRS, and Rob doesn't know what that is. And he goes, and where I'm from, PRS stands for people robbing, So that's how all that got started. And it was, yeah, people robbing shite, let's just say. And it was just silly. It was just a silly thing I did. And that whole thing was born out of sitting here late one night, just being, it was dreamt up out of boredom, And it was okay. Some people really liked it. Some people thought, who cares what they thought? To me, if you don't have a sense of humor, then you need to get a life, and growing up, I've always loved comedy. I've always wanted to be a comedian, but I don't have enough up here to really come up with a lot of skits and stuff. I mean, the people that write for big shows like SNL and all these other comedy shows, the writers are incredible, and it takes a gifted person to do that. So if I were to even try to go in that realm, all I could talk about would be like my personal life, which I don't have a lot of that to talk about. So I just share it on here. So the Rob thing was something I brought up. Just, I don't know, man, just pure silliness, and all that now is I don't think you'll find any of that on this channel. It's all been taken down. Not taken down. It's private. Yeah. It was okay. It was, there's still one that I thought about releasing on here, but then all of a sudden video started kind of doing good on here. And I was like, I better not release that, because if I do, people are going to think, what the hell? what is this guy doing? So I didn't release it. Maybe here's what I was thinking about doing, but I don't know. I was thinking about, there's some videos I have posted but are not made public because I was like, well, I don't know if people are going to want to watch that, but I could release it as member only videos, I guess. I don't know. Then again, I'm like, that's going to look like I'm asking for money, and that's not what I'm doing. But I don't want to just release them on the channel because some of them are just, I wasn't happy with the audio, or I wasn't happy with the editing. So I just left them as private, Oh, I know. Yeah. SNL. Yes. SNL. SNL has really, I don't even watch that no more. When I watched it, it was the golden years from my generation with Adam Sandler and Chris Farley. And that was, to me, that was when it was golden. Phil Hartman. That's when it was freaking phenomenal, Ted Fair chimes in. He goes, I miss some of the Denzel Washington voice kits that you used to do. That was an app that I found on the App Store through Apple, and it was AI. And so if you text it out, whatever, and have that app read that, it would be in that celebrity's voice. So I had to sit there and text the whole story out on my phone, and it only let you type so many characters. So I had to do it took forever to type something out to create like this little 10-minute story. And with my imagination, I just would come up with these stories. It was real life stories, but I had Denzel tell it from his perspective if he was really telling it, which of course he wasn't. And those are probably still on the channel, but I think it's called Storytime with Denzel or something. I think that's what it's called. And those were fun, but they didn't get a lot of attention. People were like, what? And I get it. It's just, it was just the way it was, man. Let's see here. Yeah, let's see. Rob's channel. I thought about it one time, making a separate channel called Rob's Music Store, but nah, I don't have time to do that. And it would probably be pretty fun, but if I had time to do that, I probably would. I seriously considered it at one time. And I was like, well, if you do that, you got to start coming up with skits, something that's going to be funny, something that's going to work. And it's hard to do that by yourself. Eventually, you're going to have to put some money in for a better production. And I was, now I understand how green screen works. Back then, I was just learning. So you want to make sure all that looks good. And there's so many things out there now with stuff like that. Their production is incredible. And so you're automatically going against a level of production of that caliber already. And I'm like, good Lord, I can't do that. I'm just one guy, so you try to get a team of people, or just entertaining that thought is like, whew, that's a lot of money, so I just said, But I think some people like the more simpler, or is that right? I think some people like the more simplified content. I think a lot of people can relate to that a lot better. With just one smartphone, that's all I would ever use, man, was my phone. And I would just like, hey, blah, 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 doing this. And I would edit on my phone and put it up there. And, you had a handful of people that liked it, but it never got out of that little realm. It just was in that small little containment of people, which was great. But I was like, man, I sure would like to see some growth. And we're finally starting to get that now. So I want to be able to stay on the current track that I'm on if I can, if people are still interested in watching these videos and these live streams. And so far, we're getting a little bit of feedback, and I think that's wonderful. You know, I'm just like, whew, thank you, Lord. Something's better than nothing. Because like I said at the beginning of this live stream, I've been doing YouTube for 15 years, man. 15 years. That's like, what? That's crazy. Let me see. Cater says you can probably do that just about you can probably just do about anything with stuff like that with AI video now. Oh yeah. You can do all kind of cool things. I just thought it was cool to when I listened to some of those different celebrity voices that were done by AI from that app. Some of them sounded bad. Like that. I was like, that don't sound like the celebrity at all. But the Denzel one, it sounded just like him. And I was like, man, that's awesome. I said, I got to use that. And that app wasn't free. It was, you had to pay for it. Anything good, they want you to pay. You know, of course, if you have an iPhone and you get an app from the App Store, 9 out of 10 times you're going to have to pay for that app. It's rarely, if you get an app that's free, it's probably going to not be worth a crap. You know. Rod chimes in. He says that, Joe, check out Frogs from Alice in Chains. Not your flavor, but Lane Staley was amazing. You'll appreciate the musical aspect. Okay. Yeah. Alice in Chains, great group, man. There, like I said, there were some cool songs from that time period. I just, I couldn't get on board with a lot of it because I was, as a music fan, I was at that time in the early 90s, I was very bitter. I was like, oh man, what is this? I don't want to listen to this, you know, this is a bunch of BS, you know? And, so I kind of just tuned out from a lot of that stuff. And, it wouldn't be till, I guess, you fast forward till, let's see, my wife and I our anniversary is in 3 minutes. Can you believe that? 3 minutes. We'll stay on here till midnight. I got 3 minutes, and then it'll be our 18-year wedding anniversary. Ain't that something? If you fast forward, we got married in 07. So in about 2010, I started to get into writing songs and trying to learn how to write a song and learn how to structure a song. It goes from just playing a riff to now you're talking about a song. So now you got an intro, you got a rhythm, you got a chorus, you got a solo, you got a, you know, all that. And I started to really get into that. And that was a lot of fun. I did that for probably about 2 or 3 years. And then I got what you call writer's block. I was doing that so much, it got to where it was like, whew, I was like, man, I don't know. I felt like all the songs were starting to sound the same. That's just one of the pitfalls of doing something like that by yourself. If you're with a group of other bandmates, you got a lot more input and a lot more ways to put a spin on stuff. But it was fun for at the time. I just wanted to see if I could do it. You know, I was like, can I write a song? Yep, I can write a song. And there was a couple of them that were decent. And there was a couple that were not. But yeah. Let's see. AJB. Okay. Good old Rob. I get it now. I thought maybe Stafford's Music Studio knew about you getting the PRS. It's such a great deal. Yeah. That's the PRS tagline. That was an inside joke. Yeah. People robbing shite. Yeah. It's I'm sure if you went on his channel, you could probably see those clips because, he would showcase those when we would do a live show with Stavros Music Studio. It was him, Dave, it was R2, R3 Lockanut, and myself. And we did a live podcast for like a year and a half. It was like every Friday night. So if you go on his channel, you can see some of those old podcasts. We had a great time, but he played a lot of that Rob stuff. So you could see that on his channel, I'm sure. Okay, here we go. Ted Fair says, your wedding anniversary is my birthday, and my birthday is your wedding anniversary. Oh, happy birthday. Well, you still got a little bit to go, but it's officially my wedding anniversary now. We made it. 18 years. I don't know if she's probably snoozing. Thank you. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Thank you, Ted. Appreciate that. Thank you, Mickey. Yes, thank you. Yes, happy birthday, Ted Fair. He's a cool dude, man. Awesome, awesome. Happy birthday, Ted. Yes. What are you, man? What are you, 42? I'm sorry, 39? Okay, we got to get ready to wrap up, y'all. What we really want to see, oh man, what happened? The chat just went crazy on me. What in the world? Let's see. Okay. What's this? AJ, what we really want to see is your beatboxing. Oh, dude. I can't beatbox. I just do some drum sounds. That's it. That's it. I'm sitting here drumming like I'm playing a real. See, man, that's it. That's about far as it goes. I never could beatbox worth anything, but that was it. I'm glad this is at the end of the show. Thank you, Rod. Thank you, man. Appreciate that, brother. Ted will be 55 in well, you're on the left coast, so you got about just under 3 hours. Is that right? Yeah. Well, happy birthday, man. Oh, thank y'all so much for this wonderful stream. I really appreciate everybody being here, and thank you for watching the videos and commenting. And if you can, please, thumbs up, please. That's all I ask. And I'm going to get out of here and get ready to go respond to these comments on yesterday's video. And with that being said, happy birthday, Ted Fair. And thank y'all, everybody, for tuning in. Hope you have a wonderful day. God bless. Rock on. Take care. Bye-bye.